A new district, a new opponent, and a new location brings us to Moore High School for a Friday night showdown. The Grayson County Cougars are riding high after a pair of commanding victories. Awaiting them is a Moore team off to their best start in 5 years. Only one team will walk away to a 1-0 start. Will the Moore keep on rolling, or will the Stangs be stabled by the Cougars? And a good evening here and welcome to Moore High School. I'm not sure. I'm hearing a little something weird in the headset. I'm not sure if that's just me, Kaylor, if that's you too. As Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Kaylor, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Does it sound a little weird to you
does
too?
A little bit.
Does it sound weird on our video end? A little bit. Well, Grayson County and Moore about ready to get underway. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and come back, and hopefully we figure this out when we come back, because this is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer.
School. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here, and Kaylor, we're dealing with a little bit of technical problems. I'm trying to figure out how to get our system isn't necessarily working, but I had to take off mine, so I can't hear you that well, but I can do one of these. We're riding fine. He should be able to hear, and that's fine. We're going to have to figure it out. But Kaylor, Grayson County against Moore. Cougars been playing their best football of the season. This is a big test. Simple enough. You got to start off the season 1-0 in district play.
It's very simple, and I think it's even more essential in this game is you have to start the game off 1-0 in this case. You have to land the first punch.
Grayson County enters with a record of 3-1. They defeated Butler County 40-6 last week to open up 3-1 on the season. Cougars are looking to start their first 1-0 start in district play since 2020. I'm not sure. Who was the quarterback that year? Do you remember?
I think I remember.
I don't know who that could have been. This is Grayson County's first game against a school in Jefferson County since 2014. That was a game against Jefferson Town. The all-time record for the Cougars played against teams from Jefferson County is 6-4. In this new district, Cougars were picked second in the Courier Journal's poll and fourth in the Cat's Paws. What I did is I went through in Cal Preps, and I know I've talked about this at times. It's not a perfect science, but it runs through some analytics and stuff, and it predicted Grayson County to finish second in the district, and they would be hosting Fairdale in the KHSA playoffs, and it predicts them to win this game. Moore enters with a perfect 3-0 record as their best start since 2018 when they started 4-0 before losing to Johnson Central. New head coach Mikhail McKay is a 2012 graduate of Moore, played college football at Arkansas before transferring to Cincinnati. After college, he was on practice squads for the Colts, Jags, Broncos, Titans, Bears, and Cowboys. He also played for the San Antonio Commanders of the AAF, the Guardians of the XFL, and for the CFL team, Winnipeg. So he's been around. Moore moves up to Class 5A this year from 4A. Last year they were in a district with John Hardin, Marion County, Spencer County, and Valley. As Chavis Wallace is their freshman starting quarterback this season, 26 of 45 for 359 yards, 6 touchdowns, and an interception. Kaylor, when you hear freshman starting quarterback for a defense, you got to feast on that.
Yeah, you have to make him uncomfortable, make him think quick, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. That's what you have to do with a quarterback like him. But the difference is this is a freshman quarterback that likes to be out of the pocket, so what you want to do is make him stay in there where he's not as comfortable.
Wallace has rushed a team-high 44 attempts for 244 yards and 8 touchdowns. Keon Johnson was the quarterback last season. He's a wide receiver. We'll touch on him in just a minute, but he passed for 572 yards last year. Nathaniel Moore is the leading rusher, 34 carries for 266 yards and a touchdown. Martin Hines has carried 9 times, 53 yards. Pretty much out of the backfield, it is Moore and Wallace that you will see. Tristan Jackson is their big play receiver. He's caught 5 passes this year for 157 yards and a pair of touchdowns. That's an average of 31.4 yards a reception. Kaylor, that'll get it done.
Yeah, and I've watched film, and what those catches tend to be are broken plays where that Wallace has kind of made his way out of the pocket. The coverage has to suck up because of his leg ability, and then he just dumps it over the top of him for an easy 30 yards.
Keon Johnson, who was the quarterback, leads the team, 14 catches for 114 yards. He's the guy that Wallace will go to the most. He's his trusted receiver. Donovan McCready has 4 catches for 68 yards. Scoring offense is averaging 38 points a game. They've not attempted an extra point this season. 9 of 16 on 2-point attempts. Defensively, 15.3 points per game in their last game. They gave up 26 points to Wagner as they were off last week. Rushing defense allowed 196 total yards on the ground. Pass defense giving up a total of 198 yards. But Kaylor, if we're being honest, they've not really been tested this season.
No.
And this will be a good test to see how they can perform against a Grayson County offense that is riding high coming into this game. We'll take a break, introduce you to the Cougars. After this is Grayson County football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
The governor has declared evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Those in the following counties, therefore, should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, your team has had back-to-back strong performances after two games that probably weren't living up to your standards. What's been different?
Well, I think we've started to buy into physicality and controlling the line of scrimmage and run first mentality. We've made a few changes here and there on both sides of the ball, and I think that's helped us as well. But the big thing is I think that we've bought into being the hammer.
You led right into my, I'm not sure if you were looking at my sheet and reading into, but Be the Hammer has been something that you've gone into. In fact, I walked in and one of your kids was wearing it on a T-shirt. What's that look like?
I mean, just that. You delivering the blow, you being the initiator of contact, physicality, and not standing back and letting somebody determine the outcome of things. You're in control of this situation. That's what we've preached all week is we want to stay in the driver's seat. We want to control our own destiny in this district, and you got to do that by winning football games.
First 3 weeks of the season, 7 of 13 in the red zone was your offense. Last week, 6 of 6. How do you become a successful team in the red zone more consistently and build off of last week?
Well, we've had some people out, which has hurt us personnel-wise. We'd like to get in the power high and just ram it down people's throats to score. And so we've had to try to adapt and find some ways that we can still be successful down in the red zone, running the football. And so through that time, we've established some unbalanced things and ran off edge more than we've probably in the past ran right up the middle. And so, really trying to adapt at things that our personnel presents us with the ability to be successful in. We don't necessarily have that power eye personnel right now. And so we've just went to more unbalanced and try to outnumber people to run off edge. And that's worked thus far.
I asked you last week that you all are pretty much the unknown of this district. The other 4 kind of know one another, even just a little bit. When I ask you this question again at the end of the Seneca game, how do you want this district to think about you? What do you want them to be thinking after they play you all for the first time?
Well, I want them to go into, post this first year and into year 2 saying that, Grayson County is the team we got to beat to win the district. And I think we may have that opportunity. We're going to have to play really sound football. We're going to have to be very disciplined. Because this district is athletic, and they're more athletic than we are. But I think we can be more physical and more disciplined than our opponents can be. And our style of football presents long drives, clock control, few turnovers. And I think if we're playing our style, it presents them some problems because they want to turn it into a track meet, and we want to eat up field and clock and play field position and clock management and things like that. And so I think if we're able to do that, we give them a lot of problems, get them very frustrated. So, but ultimately, we want them to look at us as the team to beat in this district.
Moore's quarterback, he's only a freshman, but he's pretty much the epitome of a dual threat. As a defense, how do you go up against someone like that?
Well, I think you got to keep him corralled. They like to throw the long ball. But I think if we can keep him corralled and force him into being a passer more than a runner, I think that benefits us. And we're going to have to do our job on the back end, not let them get behind us because they've got some lengthy receivers that can run. But if we can keep him in front and make him read a defense and make him make the right throw, I think that's more in our favor than flushing him out of the pocket and turning him into a runner because he's extremely athletic.
Their defense, if we're being honest, hasn't really been tested yet this season. How do you move the ball against them?
Well, we've looked at a couple of different things. I think they stick to who they are defensively. Don't like to change out of that much. So I still think there's some ways that we may be able to get them outnumbered. And then I'd like to test our guys up front and see if we can't continue to control the line of scrimmage and run the football right at them. I don't think they've had anybody do that and really test that aspect of the game. So ultimately that's what we'd like to do because we want that clock to run and keep their offense off the field.
Only one team tonight moves to 1-0 in district play. How do you make sure it's your team?
Just like we've been talking about, control the ball, control the clock, control the field position, minimize turnovers, win that turnover battle, finish drives.
Coach, good luck. More Here Comes Up in the Locker Room show after this.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kid.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor.
Welcome back here to Moore High School, where Grayson County and Moore are about ready to roll. And Kaylor, I think we figured it out here. We've had a little bit of technical issues, but we think that we've got it.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a part I played in it. I really didn't do much, but you two did.
Yeah, yes, I only had to, when you got technical problems, first thing you do is you turn it off and turn it back on. And I did that, 3-4 times, and finally
it worked.
Finally it worked. I do want to make sure that we show you here on camera as well, as if you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, Roger Lush asked if we are in Danny Crumb's backyard. It kind of feels like that. Now, here's the thing, if you look over, it's a heck of a drop there. So, Kaylor, hopefully these bleachers will hold up for us. But we are outside, and, Kaylor, you would have no reason to know this. But we have only, this is now year 6 for me, there has only been one other game that I've been outside at. If you know this, I'd be impressed. We were on top of a press box, and the person sitting to your right who's filling in today was hardcore complaining at the end of the game about how cold he was. But yet the game was the first game of the season back in 2020, and Thomas Nelson was the only other time. And I think if my memory is right, that was somebody's first start at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're right.
And something tells me that it turned out pretty good, too, with a win for the Orange and Blue that day. Grayson County, the players that you need to know. Again, we apologize to our radio audience and you two. I know we had a long break there. During that period, if we had a camera on us, you'd have seen that we were scrambling. So really quick, hopefully if you're a Moore fan, you'll learn more about the Cougars as we're going. Luckily, as a Grayson County fan, you probably know a little bit about this Grayson County team. Colby Chafin's the starting quarterback. 22 of 43, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Kaylor, Colby's been he's had those interceptions, but I think he has done the past 2 weeks a great job at managing the offense.
Yeah, and that's, if you're struggling with turnovers early, that's what you have to learn to do is you have to manage the offense. Don't try to play hero, because he'll try to do that sometimes, force a ball where it's not going to fit. But I think he's done a lot better job the last 2 weeks, taking what's there. Don't try to force anything if it's not there, and making safe risks.
It helps when you have the leading rusher in Class 5A as well, Caden Hanshaw, 575 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's 17th statewide, leads Class 5A in rushing, rushed for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns last week against Butler County. He has been incredible these past couple, really all season. Year. He has been incredible for this Grayson County team, and it also even helps when you can run Ethan Mudd out there. Yes, he's 23 attempts, 141 yards and a touchdown. He was a big reason late in that McLean County game that he just lowered his shoulder and said, "Stop me," and McLean had no answer.
No, they didn't. And whenever you kind of have that combo, it's kind of like in the NFL, you'll have change of pace backs. And that's what really we do have is Caden's more that elusive guy. He can get on the edge and he can make you pay there, but Ethan's just he's gonna take ISO right up the gut, and he's gonna say, "I'm gonna hit you." I'm going to go down, but I'm going to hit you hard to where you don't want to tackle me again.
And that I mean, when that comes to the 4th, 5th, 6th time in a game, that adds up.
It's a business decision at that point, and you're like, well, do I want to do this?
And he might not be the tallest guy in the world, but he's solidly built. Jaron Van Meter does Jaron Van Meter things. Doesn't matter, offense, defense, special teams, whatever it might be. He absolutely does everything that it might be. As Van Meter, 11 runs, 59 yards, 3 touchdowns, 10 passes caught for 114 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the craziest thing about Jaron is, for one, made an incredible catch in the end zone last week against Butler County. But there have been a couple balls that he hasn't pulled in that I think he usually does.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the bigger shocker. But when you see how he plays on the defensive side of the ball, he's making up for it defensively. And just all around, he's still probably our best player. And I would expect as the year goes on, he's going to start pulling in those. It's one of those things where receivers can go through slumps at times. And he might be in a little bit of one, but he knows how to get out of it.
Defense, under 12 points a game. They've allowed 10 points or less in 3 of their 4 games this season. Really, I think, Kaler, as the season goes along, we're just going to keep looking back at that Marshall County game as an outlier.
Yeah.
And that's the hope for this Grayson County team. Kaler, in about 30 seconds, your keys to victory here for Grayson County as we're trying to do an abridged pregame show.
Well, if you want to go 1-0 in district, start this game 1-0. Be the first punch, be the hammer like they're going by right now, and deliver that first blow. And you have to beat athleticism with physicality. Bully them to where that athleticism is of no use.
Grayson County and more comes up next here on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Welcome here to Moore High School for Grayson County and Louisville Moore. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you today as We didn't see who won the toss. Well, I think, did you say Moore won the toss, Kaler? But we don't know who's getting the ball first.
Yeah, I think Moore won, but I'm not sure who gets. Let's see how we line up.
Let's see.
Well, based on this, I think we're
It looks like Lane Beasley's coming out, so I guess. Well, no, it's that Mason
that's
Carroll.
Mason Carroll, so it'll be received.
It is going to be Cougar ball to start off with.
That's how you like it.
Get an opportunity to make an early statement as this Grayson County team 3-1, but they have played their best football over these last 2 games. And Kaler, I think an argument could be made that they're not only played their best 2 games of this season, they played their best 2 games of a while.
Yeah.
And the best part about that, and it's weird for me to say this, is they've made mistakes in all of those games. And they're all very fixable mistakes.
Yeah, especially Marshall County. When you look back at that game was only a one-score game where we did not play very well.
Sounds like we're doing a national anthem. The Cougars are taking the field, but we'll take a 1-minute break and be back. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Welcome back here to Moore High School, Grayson County, and more about ready to roll. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you, and it's been one of those days already, Kaler. I'm enjoying this.
Well, yeah, it's been eventful. We can say that.
First ever matchup between Grayson County and Moore. The other district game happening in this Grayson County district today is between North Bullitt and Bullitt Central. Of course, we'll be in Shepherdsville next week.
Well, it sounds like a nice rivalry game there.
It is. I assume that it has to be between Bullitt Central and North Bullitt. As Grayson County is going to start with the football here today. And Moore will kick it away. Back to deep to kick is Ahmad Hassan for Moore. He is the kicker on the roster. Not attempted a PAT or a kick, but he was 8 of 15 on PATs last year. He's a member of their soccer team.
And he was kicking before the game. I mean, he's not got a bad leg, so I would see this might be a touchback.
Van Meter and Carroll back deep to return for Grayson County as it's time for football in Louisville between the Grayson County Cougars and the Mustangs of Moore. Swaying the arms in the air, the left to right kick comes from Hassan, and we are underway, and they're going to give Jaron Van Meter a chance as he catches it back at the 12-yard line. Goes up to the far side of the field. He's across the 15, across the 35, breaks through to the 45, to the 40. One man to beat, breaks towards the middle, and he's brought down as he crosses the 50-yard line. The one man brings him down. He crosses into Moore territory, and the great start you were looking for, Kaler, is exactly what they get on the big return from Jaron Van Meter.
I bet Jaron's kicking himself right now. He had one man to beat, and it was the kicker, and he tripped him.
And if Grayson County wins today, I'm sure that he'll be hearing that from his teammates later, that you let the kicker get you, man. Yeah. Grayson County, Colby Chafin's the starting quarterback, 22 of 43 passing, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But Caden Hanshaw has been the bell cow for this Grayson County team. Leads the Class 5A in rushing yards, coming off of a game where he rushed for over 204 touchdowns. They're going to load it up in the power I to start. Chafin's will go under center, a wide receiver to the right side of the field. Got an extra blocker in the backfield as well, along with Jaron Van Meter at the fullback position. Just about 8 seconds into this contest here from Louisville Moore High School. Colby Chafin's under center. There'll be a handoff on the give to Hanshaw right up the middle across the right side. Breaks one tackle, breaks a second one, and he's brought down at about the 40-yard line. 7-yard pickup for Caden Hanshaw. The starting offense for this Grayson County team, the offensive line of Drake, Phillips, Hubry, Green, and Woosley. And we got an injury down on that far side of the field for Grayson County, and immediately they're calling for extra help, and that's not a good sign at all.
No.
I can't see who it is.
It's Shane.
Shane Hall. And that's not good that they immediately called for extra help from the Moore trainers. as I didn't see what had happened, but we'll wait here for a second, and that's not good. I didn't see what exactly had happened. He was probably blocking on that far side.
Got rolled up on.
And Shane Hall was a guy who was getting his first career start today and has been really good. I think, considering that he really hasn't played a ton of football recently and has played really good football as well. And hopefully he's okay, as it looks like they're working on his right leg, and they might be getting out an air cast already, which is not a good sign.
No, that's typically a sign of a break at least.
Yep, immediately the air cast is coming out for Shane Hall for the Grayson County Cougars. So we're just about 29 seconds into this game. It was a 7-yard pickup for Caden Hanshaw. And this is also incredibly difficult for Grayson County because
you had momentum.
You had momentum, and I mean, Gaylord, that's your brother.
Well, you can see what everybody's doing on the field right now.
Yeah, and we'll try to see if we can't make sure that our camera picks up and films what the team is doing right now, as Brian Jones, too, I respect what he's doing as well. We're not showing you the injury out of respect for Shane. Well, we don't have an ability to show an instant replay, but we're not showing you what is happening right now. And I did see a Moore coach run off the field, so I'm wondering if he's going to get a gator of some sort as the team is leaving their huddle right now. Kayla, this is tough for a team. Second play of the game.
It hurts. But at the same time, you could use this to kind of help you farther through the game.
As they're still working on Shane Hall right there in the back on that far side of the field. Every Cougar down on a knee. Every Moore player is also down on a knee here in the first all-time matchup between the Moore Mustangs and the Grayson County Cougars. What we're going to do is we are going to take a break, and we'll be back here with more and hopefully have an update for you, as this is Cougar football on K105.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
High school, where a scary situation happening on the field as Shane Hall for Grayson County is down on the field, and it is it's a scary scene. There's no doubt about it. I see Moore's got a couple of trainers out there. Brian Jones is out there. You've got Scott Bauman, the Grayson County trainer, is in there as well. And this is just a scary situation. You got to hope that Shane is okay down there, as it did look like they put an air cast on there, and you got a couple of players that parents that have also come down to join this huddle as well to try and support Shane. I did see.
Dad.
Is one his father? Okay. I don't know what his dad looks like.
He's an orange shirt.
Okay, down on his knees, and that as a parent too has to be. I can't imagine. And seeing that, and the team is. This, I mean, there's just no other way to put it. This has got to be incredibly difficult for this, and honestly, it's got to be difficult for Moore too.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what sideline you're on. That sucks, because I've been on the opposite sideline of the same. We don't know the nature of it, but a severe injury like that, and it takes you down too, because you don't want to see it happen to anyone.
No. I mean, football is a violent game, and it's
part of it.
It is, and it's part of but it's the fear in the back of every player's mind. You can't play with that fear, but it is something that you almost have to at least keep an eye on. We did see somebody on the phone down there They're still wrapped up around Shane Hall, and I'm not sure if it was calling for some extra assistance or something. We don't entirely sure, and we don't really necessarily want to speculate as well either. We touched on it that the other district games that were happening today as North Bullitt and Bullitt Central were playing in this game, and I hate to not talk about what's happening, but I also don't want to, because we're just going to keep. So what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the district and how this is going to shake out potentially. I've talked about CalPreps, and if you've never used this, what CalPreps is it's a service that uses it's like analytics and computer data that will predict matchups. And as the season goes along, it gets more and more accurate. And is it perfect? Of course not. It's computer-generated rankings and so on. But what I did is I went through every single, as it looks like Shane is sitting up right now, as I look down there. That is a good sign. And he's immediately going back down, but it's scary. There's no question about that. But what I did is I went through every game in the district. You know, Grayson County playing all their opponents, Moore playing all their opponents, and so on, and matched it up. And Grayson County, if that was the case, would be the 2 seed, is what it projects Grayson County to be, which would be them hosting. I also did the opposing district, which is a district of Iroquois, Fairdale, Atherton, and Butler. And it would be Grayson County hosting Fairdale. Again, this is all, a lot can change between now and the middle of October and so on. But
what's even crazier is it's possible that we could play Butler again.
This Louisville
Butler.
Louisville Butler. Yes, Louisville Butler, which is not far from, well, I guess in Louisville traffic is a little bit far, but you're going to be playing in the playoffs almost. I mean, it is a guarantee that if you make the playoffs, you're playing a Jefferson County team. Whether it's going to be Fairdale, whether it's going to be Atherton, Iroquois, or Butler, you're going to be playing one of those teams if you can really win one district game, because you are not guaranteed a playoff game at all. As Shane Hall is still down on the field, his dad is down there, trainer Scott Ballman, head coach Brian Jones, and looks like the athletic director for Moore, I do believe, is talking with one of the officials as well. And you can tell just looking at the team over on the far side that this hurts.
It does. But you have to keep him in the back of your mind and play for him following something like this.
Yes, there's no question about it, because, I mean, get the win, get win for him.
Yeah.
Win for 84.
He did not go down for nothing.
No, and I don't know Shane, but I'm sure that would almost be a message to his team as well. We'll get this W.
Yep.
That's exactly what we need. As Coach Jones is now talking, I believe that is a trainer from Moore who came, and they immediately called out the extra trainers to come and help in this situation. As Shane, it's his father that is down there as well talking to him, and I'm assuming that probably an ambulance is coming just to take this, and that's why he's not had, or there is a cart coming, and maybe they potentially had to go get
the cart.
Said cart.
Yep.
Because I did see a Moore coach almost immediately go running off to our right, and there is a little gate down that way where some people are parked. So I'm wondering if potentially that is maybe a pathway to where they might have a cart of some semblance to go, or there might be some extra help coming on the field as well. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break, step aside. We're going to end up making this a 2-minute break and come back with more. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to
Grayson County and Moore are playing here in a game. It is with 11 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter. There's no score. On the first play from scrimmage, a 7-yard gain from Caden Hanshaw on a run to the right side. Sophomore wide receiver for Grayson County, Shane Hall, and he's now being carried off the field right now by his dad and a couple of, looks like maybe Grayson County parents, maybe a trainer in there as well. But he was injured on the play. We don't particularly know why or how or what happened. Clearly, though, our game, we've been in a delay for probably about 12 minutes or so, so clearly it is serious. And as Grayson County, this is, I don't know what, I don't know what you tell your team here if you're Brian Jones. As
it looks like we might get another warm-up period.
And that would make sense because it has been about 12 minutes, and it was warm-up period, play, immediately set, and that's definitely difficult. It looks like the Grayson County offense is warming up a little bit. And you can look just on that far sideline that there are definitely some heavy heads. And Brian Jones as well. He's just put the headset back on.
That's a coach, that stuff.
Yeah, because, that's a son. Like, he'll tell you himself that, he has 3 daughters.
And a lot of sons.
And knowing him, though, I know he will handle this the absolute correct way. And I'm sure that he's probably pulling his team down here to that far side, and he might say something to him right now, and probably something like, Taylor, like we were talking about, this game's for Shane.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm sure that when we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 3 for Grayson County. They'll have it on the either the 40, it looks like the 41-yard line. So it'll be, about 2nd and 4 here from Moore High School, this opening game of district play. As Grayson County next week will travel to Bullitt Central, game in Shepherdsville. That's been a game that Grayson County has played in the history of this program. Yes, in fact, not too long ago, as I pull down the history of it, okay. I guess I thought it was more than this will be just the 3rd time. I'm thinking of North Bullitt that played more. They played in 2012 in the playoffs. Grayson County won 21-12 was that game. And then in 1975, when Coach Mick Caba was the head coach, they won the game 40-8 was the final score of that one. And that game was also played at Bullitt Central. Bullitt Central in football has never made the trip to Grayson County High School, as that'll be something that we'll look forward to seeing next week. Bullitt Central off to a little bit of a slow start on the season, but you never can count anybody out.
Because all that really matters is that district record, and it looks like we finally got a cart.
It is. The cart, I guess they're finally deciding to use it, as they have taken Shane and put him on the trainer's table. I'm a little intrigued as to why it took, that card has been sitting there the entire time, Kayla. I'm not entirely sure as to why it took so long for them to, unless this, no, it looks like they're going to use the cart for that reason. And he does have, it appears, like an air cast on his leg, so. Shane, we're thinking of you. There's no question about that, and hopefully the Cougars can do it. Again, if you just joined us, there was an injury to a Grayson County player on the far sideline. It was to Shane Hall. He is currently being looked at on the side table. We've been on a delay for about 15 minutes. And just about 29 seconds into this game, we're at no score. And they're blowing the whistles, and we're going to come back and play. And this is tough.
It is, but at the same time, it's going to have – you have to be a spark plug here. You can't let that get you down. You have to play for them, keep them in your thoughts, and you really have to realize who you're playing for at this point. It's not about you right now.
2nd down and 4 will be what it is at the 41-yard line of Moore. Big play from Hanshaw on his first one after a big return from Van Meter. Going to stick with the same formation. Chaffins will go under center, ball placed in the far hash. Couple of blockers for Hanshaw, who is the deep back. Chaffins under center. It'll be Hanshaw on the give, right side. He has the hole, hits it slowly, but breaks through, and he's got the first down up that far sideline as he gets down to about the 35-yard line. About a 6-yard run, and that'll be enough to move the chains for a first down to Cougars. Very patient run there from Hanshaw.
Exactly, and some of these runs and these kind of bunched upsets, they're going to have to be patient. There's not going to be a gaping hole there immediately. You kind of have to take your time, see where the linebackers are flowing to, and then you can take your shot and try to fly in there.
Under center will go Chaffins again. They're just sticking with this power eye pretty much and saying,
stop us.
Stop me. Moore loading up the box. Chaffins is the fullback, actually kept by Chaffins on the right side. He tried to run, and he's immediately wrapped up. Big tackle coming in to make it across the edge was Michael Williams. And it'll be no gain on the run.
That's a good read. It looked like it was the backside linebacker that got there, though. So, I mean, Colby did his job. It was just there was a missed block on that linebacker.
Second down coming up and 10 to go for the Cougars.
The 2nd down and 10 here for Grayson County. No score, 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in our opening quarter. Sticking with the extra blocker in the backfield as it's Drake. Winston Woosley is taking Drake's spot as the left tackle. Hanshaw, sweet play left side, and he's wrapped up immediately. Runs right into that left side. Drake couldn't make the hole big enough. Nice play by Moore to make sure that's really, again, no gain.
Number 3 with the carry.
And now you're looking at a potential passing down here at 3rd down and 10.
I still think you might want to go RPO here and give them that threat of a pass, give them that threat of a run, make them stay honest.
Kenton Cornwell comes in. Will Vincent, the extra offensive lineman, pops out. Probably with that substitution, you have to imagine that it probably is going to be at least considering that passing down when you're putting Cornwell in for Vincent.
Yeah, there's going to be a passing formation for sure.
9:20 and counting left here in this opening quarter of play. No score between Grayson County and Moore. In the gun goes Chaffins. 2 wide receivers to the right side, a pair down here to the near side as well. Hanshaw to the left of Chaffins. Good snap. Steps up in the pocket, does Chaffins, throws out far side, in and out, throws right through the hands of Grayson Chaffins, just a little bit too tall. And that'll bring up 4th down, and you're kind of in no man's land, Kaler. You're going to have to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they had him there, so, I mean, their secondary has not been tested all year. And if you go up and look at the top corner up there, he has a cast on his hand. So, I mean, he has a bigger surface area if he wants to play just swat the ball away. But he's probably not going to catch it. But I've seen people catch it with one-handed against me all the time. So.
Is that because of the quarterback, though?
It probably was. Play? Yeah, it was.
4th down and 10 for Grayson. They need to get the ball to about the 24-yard line. Same formation, spreading it out wide. Hanshaw to the left of Chaffins. High snap. Chaffins does a good job getting it. They're setting up the screen, and it goes right through the hands of Hanshaw on the inside. That play was doomed from the start. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And it'll be now more football. With about, I think that's 9 minutes left here in this first quarter of play. Moore will trot out there with the freshman starting quarterback, Javis Wallace. 26 of 45, 359 yards, 6 touchdowns and an interception. He's one of those guys, though, that will try to beat you with his legs, as he is rushed 44 times for 244 yards and 8 touchdowns.
And you have to force him to be a quarterback. I mean, that's basically, they've got a lot of running backs back there in this formation, it looks like.
They are. In fact, they've got 3 running backs lined up in a straight line right behind Javis Wallace, the quarterback. And we have a whistle blown, and
False start.
False start immediately called against. I don't even think the official took his flag out of the pocket.
Didn't need to.
First down.
And that's crucial. I mean, that makes it a much less manageable first down, especially against a quarterback that you're not sure if he can throw.
Wallace, when he does throw, is not afraid to take the deep shot, though.
And that's what you got to be careful of. Make him read a defense.
Because they have big play capability on those wide receiver positions. Wallace, misdirection handoff near side. That is the running back. Big hole down the near side of the field. Runs over a man and goes out of bounds. Nathaniel Moore on the run. And that's going to be enough for a pickup of about 11 yards up to the 42-yard line.
22, Nate Moore with the carry out to the right side.
And Moore is not the biggest kid in the world, but he is quick and physical.
And that's how you got to be as a running back.
Bring up 2nd down and 4 after the big gain from Moore. Moore running for Moore. There. Pick up about 12 yards. So again, give it to Moore on the left side. He tries to bounce it outside the numbers, gets the edge. Penalty flag comes in, and Moore has a pickup of about 1 or 2, but where's that thrown? It is going to be a hold called against Moore.
Does get the carry again, 2 yards, but
Taylor, you touched on it that Moore has had some penalties called against them this season, and for a young team and a young head coach,
that's expected.
It is.
We'll leave it at 2nd down.
And this will bring up 2nd down and long for Moore. There'll be a spot foul, which was pretty much at the line of scrimmage, so they'll move it back, presumably to the 31. It is, and that's almost to the point where we were at on the previous play. Bring up 2nd down and long for Moore. Looks like at about 13 yards. Javis Wallace, the quarterback, freshman. You better watch out, though. Keon Johnson. He's number 3, one of their wide receivers. He's the favorite target, but he has also attempted a pass this season and was their starting quarterback last year. Something to keep an eye on, that you never know when you might throw him into the backfield and give him an opportunity to potentially pass the ball or do it on a little trick play. Wallace to pass. 3-step drop. He's going to let it fly down the seam, and it is intercepted by Caden Hanshaw. A flag comes in. Hanshaw is trying to plead his case to the official.
I think it was Jaron. It wasn't.
As he threw it into triple coverage, Hanshaw did intercept it, but there is a penalty flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is. Pass interference called against Grayson County. Couple of penalty flags on each team.
And that one's huge because that ball wasn't getting there anyway. That was a pick either way.
That is at the spot of the foul. Mustangs will have the ball.
That is not a spot foul.
No.
Okay, our PA announcer is...
He's watched a little too much NFL.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is not a spot foul. Because if it was, it would have been a huge penalty. I mean, it's still a big penalty because it's an automatic first down on 2nd down and would have been an interception or even 3rd down and long. 1st down and 10, placed on the Moore, about 44-yard line. On the give, Moore up the middle.
Nice.
He's wrapped up, driven backwards. Big play by the Grayson County defensive line. Van Meter was in there first, as I think Matthew Phillips in there as well. It was pretty much the entire defensive line broke through to bring Moore down for no gain on the play, and that is a very generous no gain.
Luckily, I think they gave him forward progress, but that's the only way because, I mean, he was dropped 2 to 3 yards behind.
2nd down and 10 will come up for Moore. Moore with their first-year head coach, Mikhail McKay. He is 2012 graduate of Moore, played college football at Arkansas before transferring to Cincinnati. Sweet play to Johnson across that far side of the field. He dives across the line. Good tackle across that far edge. No gain on the run.
Left side is good for 1 yard. 3rd and 9 coming up. Mustangs.
As we touched on it, Kaler, that Johnson can pass. So you got to watch out on those plays that he still has the ability to throw if he needs to. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Grayson County. Our scoreboard needs some work out there, so it's tough for us to see. I think that's about 7:15 left. At least that's what our director for our broadcast here says as well. So we're going to have to trust him at times because we're guessing at some points. 3rd down and 9 is what we do know. Looking to the sideline here for a potential check for Wallace. Wallace in the gun. 3-step drop, pump fakes. Now he's going to scramble as a penalty flag comes down. Here he comes. Wallace down to the near side, breaks a tackle, comes up the near side, runs out of bounds near the first down marker, chased out by Caden Hanshaw. It's near the first down marker, but it is going to be a hold. And that'll be the 4th penalty of this drive combined between these two teams.
So 10 yards from the spot of that foul. And it will remain third down.
Third down, and this will bring up third down and a country mile here coming up. Probably 19.
Keep everything in front of you here. And the D-line has to be very disciplined with their pass lanes here. Don't give him anything free up the middle to try and gain yards. Do your best to try and keep him hemmed in that pocket.
Third down and long for Moore. Trips down here to the near side. One running back to the right. That is Moore to the right of Wallace. Obvious passing down. Wallace pump fakes, throws near sideline, goes through the hands of one man, into the hands of another one. It is complete. Well short of the first down, though, finding Tristan Jackson. And it is going to be fourth down and long, and Moore will presumably be forced to punt.
On the play, but not quite enough for a first. We got 4th and 2. 4th and 2 coming up for the
It is fourth down and 12.
This guy's a little...
Our PA guy, it's early for everyone.
It's a first district game, too.
Yes.
4th and 12.
There he goes. He got it right the second time. Biggest thing here is he's no Brian Payton.
No.
He's no Brian Payton down there.
Deep to return that punt is number...
It'll be Jaron Van Meter back deep to return for Grayson County. And back deep to punt for, looks like it might be Johnson to punt this away for Moore. Actually, no, Johnson is shifting to one of the up backs. 4th and 12, good snap. Gets it away. It's a pretty good punt. Van Meter's going to go back and pick it up on the high bounce at about the 18-yard line and is immediately hit. Yeah, probably not one that he should have because he was hit immediately by Marquise Hambrick. And it'll bring up
There's a
first down
flag
for
come
Grayson.
in late.
There is a very late penalty flag. We'll have to see what this is. Dead ball, personal foul called against Grayson County.
To their own territory.
I didn't see it, Kaler. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but you cannot have that happen when you're pushing this ball back to you're in the goal line. You're at the half the distance. You should be at the 9.
Looks like after the whistle, there was a personal foul against the return team, the Cougars. So where the ball is, that'll make it half
back to the 9 goal line, 9-yard line here. 5:14, I believe, is what the tower clock says here.
More distance for the Cougars. 1st and 10, way back.
Place on the Grayson County 9-yard line. The opening drive started off well, and the injury happened, and it kind of, to be expected, it sputtered. Kenton Cornwell enters the game for Grayson County. And it'll be Chaffins. Looks like he's going to go in the gun with Hanshaw to his right. Trips to the right side of the field. One wide receiver down here to the near side. High snap. It'll be Hanshaw on the give, right side, and he's immediately hit by that Moore defensive line. Gain of nothing on the play. Maybe one if they're feeling generous, and it doesn't appear that they will be. The no gain, 2nd down and 10. After that one run from Hanshaw, he's been bottled up.
O-line does it's not been getting really a push after that first drive, and that's going to be essential to moving the ball on an athletic team like this.
And this will be interesting, too, because really Caden has not had to deal with a game where he's not been able to get it going.
Yeah.
And for a young player,
it gets frustrating.
How do you react?
Because the best running backs, they know their time's coming. They're going to be due, and they just keep putting their head down and going.
Break the dam, I know is what some people say. It's going to happen at some point. The dam will break. It's kept by Chaffins on the run right side, and he's driven backwards, kind of an awkward tackle. And Colby Chaffins is okay. It was an awkward tackle, but he's dropped for a loss of 1 yard. It'll go back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. And this has not been the greatest start to this Grayson County offense, who've been able to do whatever they want these past couple of games. And they're averaging on the season 6 yards a rush, 224.8 yards per game. And they're not able to do anything right now.
Couldn't see who that one was, but into the backfield, 1 yard loss on that sack. 3rd and long for the Cougars.
This is an interesting play call here for Brian Jones, too.
It is.
3rd and long. You just run it and try and trust your defense, or you can try and put the ball in Chaffin's hands. They are going to put the ball into Chaffin's hands. Steps up in the pocket, throws over far sideline, complete to Grayson Chaffins at the sticks. 1st down, Cougs. Out of bounds up to about the 20-yard line. Great route run by Chaffins. Great delivery. Everything about that play was drawn to perfection.
That was open the first time we went after it, but just there was a little bit of a misfire there. I think Grayson came in a little bit more than Colby expected, but that time they were right. Those two were right on sync, and they completed the pass for the first down.
14-yard pickup, first down and 10. Comes up here for Grayson County. And hopefully that good play can now be exactly what you need, to move things into the positive direction for this Cougar team. Handshell to the right of Chaffins. They went power I on that first drive. Now they're going into the shotgun primarily on this drive. Handshell switches from the right side to the left side of the line. A little bit of a high snap. Chaffins tries to keep it on himself on the run, and he was immediately hit in the backfield by Moore. Michael Williams hit him first, and coming around that far side was another man from the defensive line. This Moore team is very aggressive.
Yes.
15 sacks through the first 3 games of the season. They're not afraid to pressure.
No, and that's something I don't think we've seen a lot of. We've seen a lot of teams coming with 4 guys, and they're not coming real hard because most teams that you're going against a run team, you don't have to. But if you can get penetration up front like they are, it'll kill a run team.
Second down and 10 for Grayson County, placed on the 23-yard line of the Cougars. Chaffins to pass, steps up in the pocket, throws far sideline, incomplete. Penalty flag comes in. Grayson Chaffins is cheering it on, which, Kaylor, I would presume is probably because you're correct.
Yep.
It is pass interference called against Moore, and that'll move the chains. First down, Cougs. And listen, any way you can make it happen.
Hey, that's what they do in the NFL. Go up, throw an underthrown ball. Man, I mean, that's how you get PIs.
Looks like the 38.
Be a 15-yard penalty. It should be up to the 38-yard line. That's exactly where it is placed. First and 10, Grayson. I believe that's 2:12 left to play here in this first quarter of play. No score between Grayson County and Moore. Chaffins in the gun. Handshell to the right. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side. Kept by Chaffins up the middle. He's got space to work across the 45. Lowers the shoulders. He gets down to the 50-yard line. Big run for the quarterback, Colby Chaffins. That's a pickup of about 12 yards and a first down, Grayson County.
That was a great read by Colby. That was an inverted option. So, I mean, what he has to do there is see what that 5 technique is doing. If he goes out with that stretch motion with Handshell, he just pulls in the heads right up big gap.
First down and 10 at the 50-yard line. Cornwell and Carroll to the near side. Chaffins to the right side, as long with Van Meter, who's in the slot. Handshell to the left of Chaffins. About a minute and a half left in the first quarter of play. First down and 10, Grayson. Kept again by Chaffins up the middle. Runs forward for a couple of yards. And it is about a 3-yard pickup on the run.
And that's not a horrible first down play. I mean, you can get, if you go 4 times, get 3 yards a pop, that's a first down every day.
Just about a minute to go here in this quarter. Again, we had a delay earlier because of an injury to a Grayson County player, Shane Hall.
Yeah, second got 4 yards on that play.
He did get 4. And we have a whistle blown and a timeout, official timeout. And he's sending Colby Chaffins off the field.
Not charged to either team. Timeout on the field.
Official timeout. I'm not really sure what this is about, though, Kaylor.
Me neither.
Did Chaffins, they're sending Chaffins off the field, and now Grayson Chaffins is trotting on. I don't see Colby in the huddle right now, do you? Or is he in there now?
I don't see him on the sideline either.
He's hard to miss.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the tallest kids on the
there
field.
He is.
There he is. Now he pops out. He was hiding. Jaron might have been blocking.
I don't know how.
Jaron might have been standing in front of him.
Yeah,
or Kenton.
They're one of our tallest guys right there.
Cornwell comes to the near side. You got trips to the right side. Second down and 6 for Grayson, placed on the Moore 46-yard line. Low snap. Chaffins fakes it over the middle, complete to Van Meter. He comes up the near side of the field, and he's driven down, crossing the 35-yard line, down to about the 30. That's a 16-yard pickup and a first down, Grayson County.
And those are those passes that Jaron had seemed to be dropping the first couple of weeks, and there's one for a huge gain for about 20-something yards. And maybe that's a confidence booster for Jaron, kind of be like, okay, my hands still work.
It was a great read, too, by Chaffins to go over the middle and finding Van Meter, and that appears to be our final play of quarter number 1 here from Moore High School. Your score, Grayson County 0, Moore 0. This is Cougar football on K105.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
So used to Kaler saying county.
Yeah.
Moore County. It's not Moore County. We're in Jefferson County here on the south side of Louisville off of the outer loop. And it is Grayson County taking on Louisville Moore, the first ever matchup between these two teams. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you outside in pretty much what feels to be a jungle behind us.
I like
There's
it.
some crickets behind us. It's aesthetic.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the Rumble in the Jungle, but except this is football.
It is. I feel like I'm actually in the jungle.
I know.
I'll be in the jungle on Sunday. Hopefully my team doesn't let me down again.
Well, I need your quarterback to not let me down in fantasy is what I need to happen.
I care more about my happiness, though, as far as it comes to that. First down and 10 for Grayson, placed on the Moore 30-yard line. It'll be kept by Chaffins up the middle on their read option run. Dives forward for a couple of yards on the pickup. And Chaffins' legs are starting to work early on in this game. And we saw that against Marshall County, where he was really running the ball a lot, but we really haven't seen it a lot these past couple of games.
And that's just been a game plan thing. I mean, these linebackers, they really like to read flow and see where everybody else is going, and if you can kind of get a quarterback to sell that token motion and then just cut up underneath it where there's no linebackers at, there's a huge play. But unfortunately on that time, it looks like one of the D tackles peeled off and tackled us.
And as we've said, Colby is sneaky fast.
Yeah.
He's not as fast as Moore's quarterback, but he's not me.
No, I mean, he reminds me of a Burrow.
And I think that's a good description. Somebody smart might have said that once or twice. And we got some motion potentially on the line, and it's going to be a false start called against Grayson. And that's not what you want on second down and manageable.
No.
Just a little.
And it'll bring up second down and 13 for Grayson County. And both teams are shooting themselves in the foot early on in this district game.
It has been an ugly game, I will say that, penalty-wise.
And I mean, for Grayson, they have to learn, it's especially, I notice it in basketball, every region in basketball is officiated just a little different. Let some things fall, some things are a little different.
A false start is not different at all.
It shouldn't be, but occasionally you do get some different opinions on a pass interference maybe or something. I'm not saying that wasn't pass interference for Grayson. Chaffins to pass, hit as he throws, throwing deep, and no one is there, incomplete. He was looking for Jaron Van Meter up the far sideline, but nobody was there. Overthrew him, and I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or what, but it'll bring up third down and long.
Incomplete way down the field. And third down.
Van Meter was triple covered as far as well on that far sideline.
I think he might have been trying to just throw that away because he took a shot as he was getting hit, so because it looked like Jaron kind of sat down more as a curl. So just get it high, out of bounds. Nobody can catch it over there.
10:33 left here in this first half of play. No score between Grayson County and Moore. It'll be third down and long for Grayson, something that they have been in a lot of here early on in this game. The birds fly over. It's some geese flying over the stadium right now. Chaffins to pass. Looks like might be setting up a screen. Instead goes over to the far side. In and out of the hands. Trying to adjust was Chaffins on the far side. Couldn't quite do it.
He wasn't patient enough. I mean, he had him. He tried to throw him off a little too early. In that situation, you have to let your receiver get to the sticks, and then you throw it as he's making his break to turn around to you. But he kind of tried to throw that as he was still getting vertical, and that's hard for Grayson to get his head back and get his hands on.
4th down and 13 will come up for Grayson, placed on the 33-yard line of Moore. They need to get it to the 20. Couple of subs coming in and out, adding in some size of Deshaun Hall. Out there is one of the corners, and coming off the field is Marquise Hambrick. 4th and long. Chaffins with Hanshaw to his left side, trips to the left. Cornwell down here to the near side. Chaffins rolls out to that far sideline. Pump fakes, throwing down the far sideline there and catching it along the sideline. Did he pull it in? Grayson Chaffins. I haven't seen an official signal, but it looks like he did.
They're spotting it down there.
They are. Great catch by Grayson Chaffins on the far sideline. Jaron Van Meter-esque from last week. It is.
And that's a good ball by Colby.
Mikhail McKay is hot on the sideline. And it looks like the ball will be placed down to about the 5-yard line.
And this is where you have to be the more physical team. Yes, they are more athletic, but you have to out-physical them right here.
29 yards on the pass completion, officially down to the 4. See what Grayson County can do here with 10:21 left to play here in the second quarter. Shifting around some players. 4 wide receivers to the left side. 1st down and goal from Grayson from the 4. Chaffins in the gun. Hanshaw to his right. Penalty flag comes out. Multiple come out on the sweep play. Left side touchdown Grayson County. Caden Hanshaw, but I think this one's coming back. And it is.
False start on the offense before the snap. That play did not happen. 5-yard penalty.
I'm surprised he didn't blow that play dead.
Yeah, that you should if it's a false start, but I don't know if it might be officiated down here district to district.
Ball will be moved back to the 9. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 9-yard line, 10-14. This play, if you count penalties on this drive, will be play number 15 of the drive.
Yeah, starting at your own 9, it's not bad.
And it started back with 5:14 left in the first quarter of play. Again, going with trips to the left side, Hanshaw to the right of Chaffins in the gun. Got to find a way to get 6 here if you're Grayson. Give it to Hanshaw, left side run. He bounces it outside the numbers, lowers the shoulder, and another penalty flag comes in across the far side.
Hold.
And I think it is a hold called on I think Mason Carroll is going to be guilty of that one. And now you're just pulling out the gun and shooting yourself in the foot.
I don't know. At that point, the play's already been successful. You've had 5 yards. Let him go. If he tries to pull away.
He did throw him down.
Yeah, try to pull. Don't pull it. Just if he tries to pull away, let him go.
They're going to make this. And okay, I saw one of the officials was tossing a penalty flag back to his compatriot, and I thought he was throwing it again as if to say that there was some semblance of unsportsmanlike because I just saw the yellow. They're going to move this back to the, about the 18-yard line. Bring up 1st down and goal from the 18 for Grayson County. It started back at the 4 is where they had it. Chaffins to pass. Steps up in the pocket, looking to scramble. He's got a space to work. Runs over one man, breaks a tackle down inside the 15-yard line, down near about the 11. Good scramble by Colby Chaffins.
That's a successful play. I mean, you're getting 6 to 7 yards.
Nope, not quite. He was at the 10-yard line. 2nd down now, though.
Picking up about 8-yard line, 8 yards down to the 11-yard line.
And that's a good first play. I mean, nothing there. And that's what aggressive D linemen tend to give up. They will give up that inside rushing lane off the edge, especially between your tackle and your guard. If you can hit that, you have some room to work.
Chaffins will give it to Hanshaw on the left side run. He's at the 10-yard line, and he is dropped right there. No gain on the run. Nice job by that defensive line for Moore, who's playing really well to start. Yeah. The red zone has been an issue for Grayson County this season. 13 of 19 on the year. Last week, 6 of 6, though. Mm-hmm. And you look, you score 40 points. Those two things are not coincidences.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a reason it's called the money zone.
This drive started all the way back at the 9-yard line, and you're interesting here to see if you'd be in Lane Beasley territory.
You are, but I don't know that you want to
rely on that.
Yeah.
Because you're at the 11. If
Depending on this play, I think, is what happens.
Chaffins, Van Meter, Carroll to the left side, Cornwell to the near side, ball placed in the far hash. So junior quarterback Colby Chaffins in the shotgun formation. Chaffins fakes the handoff to Hanshaw, setting up the screen, and it's blocked right back into his face. Incomplete. So he threw it right into the hands of Emmanuel Ndayamba. And that'll bring up 4th down, and you're in an interesting decision here for Brian Jones.
That was a screen. It was set up perfectly. But Colby is 6'2", so he needs to get that release point up high above his head, get it above the lineman, and almost has to simulate a jump pass. Because, I mean, it's a 2 to 3 yard throw. You can make that easily.
4th down and goal from the 11-yard line. A Moore fan shout-out says, watch number 10. So I guess she's expecting Grayson Chaffins to get a touch on this.
She's
Taylor.
not wrong as of now. The scattering report, this series has been heavily reliant.
And Brian Jones is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. No score between Grayson County and Moore. It's Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
8:34 left in the first half of play. No score between Grayson County and Moore. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 11 for Grayson County. This is a long drive for the Cougars, trying to end in some points. Chaffins rolls out to the far side of the field, being chased by the Moore defensive line. Throwing end zone, incomplete. Broken up, he went down towards the pylon, looking on that far side of the field for was it Chaffins, I believe, diving after, couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, I mean, that's not horrible.
But that hurts for a drive that took.
I think that was catchable, though. So, I mean, that's one Grayson's going to look back at and be upset at himself with.
Moore will have it at their own 11-yard line with 8:21 left in the first half of play.
Colby put that in a good spot, low, away from the
picked
defense.
Off.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect ball placement. It's just it got to be brought in. And that's a tough catch.
And a couple of whistles blown here, and now we're going to have a timeout, I believe, taken by Moore.
Yep.
With 8 minutes and 21 seconds left here in this first half of play. Again, if you're just joining us, we do want to mention that Grayson County sophomore Shane Hall was injured on the second play of the game, and it was a serious injury. He's no longer on the sideline. Presumably he's been taken. He had an air cast put on his leg, and we just want to make sure that we mention that we're rallying around Shane. Very well could be listening to the game right now. Shane, I know that we could probably speak for all your teammates and say that, you know, this game's for you.
It is.
And they're rallying around him. So we're continuing to rally around Shane. Try to see, Kayla, if we can't find a quick score or two from around our region at least. See if the old machine can load up here as they're going to return to the field probably before I can even bring you one. As I look here, Greenwood leads Warren Central 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. That appears most of the scores I'm going to have to bring you right now. First down and 10 for Moore, placed in their own 11-yard line here. Their opening play of this drive, their second drive of the game. High snap for Wallace. He'll take it, steps up. He's going to float it down that far sideline, looking for his receiver, and it's incomplete. So he was intended for Tristan Jackson, Mason Carroll in coverage. And it led a little bit too far out of bounds.
Knock on wood, our corners have done a really good job staying deep so far.
Don't let, because that's part of their offense.
That's where he doesn't like to throw it short. That's why probably his completion percentage is close to 50. He's the definition of I'm gonna throw a 50-50 ball, and I think more times than not they get that.
Another thing is his head coach was a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So you know that he's going to be wanting to coach up his guys, and there's nothing a wide receiver loves more than beating you deep. Handoff Moore up the middle. Big hole. He breaks one tackle. Continue to carry Van Meter and Carroll as he gets up across the 30-yard line. Big gain for the Mustangs of about 20 yards and a first down for Moore.
Scrambles on a 20-yard gain.
And that is not what you wanted for Grayson.
No.
After you just had the long drive that ended in no points, you've gone turnover on downs twice when you've had the ball in positive territory. Wallace with Moore to his right. Two wide receivers down here to the near side. First down and 10. That snap got to him in a hurry. They're going to throw near sideline, incomplete, off the hands of Keon Johnson.
And that's, you can tell he's not as comfortable as a passer in that short in the pocket game. I mean,
and those are tough throws to make too.
The short to the sideline, it is, but
and especially when you're on the far hash
yes.
trying to come to this near side. I mean, that is
it's about a 20-yard pass. Even though it's only 5 yards, there's 15 between you and your receiver.
And that snap, too. That got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, that was impressive to catch.
It was.
I sure wouldn't have caught it.
I'd have probably broken my hands.
There's a reason I played quarterback. And we're back to this.
There's a reason I'm sitting here in the booth.
Yeah.
Well, in the bleachers, rather, today. Wallace spins around to the far side. It is a quarterback keeper right side up the far sideline. He tight ropes it, continuing to move, coming back here towards the near side of the field.
And
moving back, and he ends up, he
yards.
had the first down, goes backwards, and because of that, it's going to bring up third down. And that's where Mikhail McKay's going to have to tell his guy, next time you've got the first down,
yeah,
take it, brother.
Just take it. I mean, I know you're trying to make a play, but you can sometimes do more harm than good doing that.
Wallace with the carry there.
He only ends up getting 7 yards.
To run about 50.
On the play.
And that was an immediate, and the worst part about that is they had him contained at the start. Grayson did.
And it's just, he's probably the best athlete we've seen all year. Probably the best one we will see.
Yeah.
Up until the playoffs. But
a strong argument could be made about that. You know, you could maybe Brody Klein from McLean County is probably in that conversation as well.
I think this kid's a little more.
Oh, the snap comes out before he was ready. It's a loose play, and he is going to be blown up.
Hey, way to use your head.
That works. As Wallace was turned looking at someone else, the ball ends up hitting him in the helmet, and that's going to be dropped for a loss on the play.
Now you got to get off the field here.
It's only a loss of maybe 1 or 2 yards. I'm not sure that I've really ever seen a bad snap in that regard.
That wasn't a bad snap.
It wasn't. No, I guess a mistimed snap.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great snap. It was perfect, just at the complete wrong time.
6.5 to play in the first half. No score between Grayson County and Moore. Keon Johnson shifts to the tight end position. You better believe this game's going to him. This ball could go to him. Fourth down. Wallace rolls down here to the near side. He's going to throw. Pass complete at the sticks, and it is going to be a first down. Moore coming down here to the near side of the field as that ball was found to Deshaun Hall.
And that's where keep and contain is essential. I mean, he can still get out of there, and he will use his legs to throw at times.
12-yard pickup. And that hurts.
Yeah.
Fourth down after a mistake made
and then
fourth
a broken
down harder.
play. I mean, and that's where a lot of their success comes off, broken plays, because athletes strive off of that.
Fourth down and 10. Handoff Moore up the middle across the 50-yard line, down across the 45, down near the 44 on the run. Great mud in there on the tackle for Grayson County, but not before. A positive pickup of about 6 or 7 yards on the run for Nathaniel Moore. About 7 officially. And Grayson County's going to have to have somebody step up on this defense. Johnson shifts from the near side to the far side. Actually, he's going to join in the backfield. It's a run for Moore, running right behind Johnson to the near side of the field, and he's blown up in near that first down marker as Kenton Cornwell came in there to make the tackle. Good play made by the outside linebacker for Grayson County. Matthew Phillips in there as well. It'll be stopped short of the first down marker. Third down and 1 will come up. Nice play by Cornwell. 2-yard pickup.
2 of the 3 yards he needed. Third down and 1 coming up for the Mustangs.
Third down and 1 will come up. We've seen Moore make some mistakes. Maybe this could be an opportunity where they could hurt themselves. Wallace with a pair of running backs, 1 on each side of him, 1 wide receiver on each side. An extra blocker in as well. Wallace run right side. He has Ethan Mudd there, brings him down in the backfield. Big play by Ethan Mudd, who's into the game, not an original starter, but comes around that outside and makes the tackle, and that'll bring up 4th down and a couple here for Moore.
That's some grip strength.
He did. He had him by his jersey.
Yeah,
it might have been his undershirt.
I mean, if you tuck your jersey, that's a missed tackle.
4th and about 3.5 for Moore. Can Grayson County get off the field on 4th down? Wallace all alone in the backfield. Trips to the right side. 5 wide for Wallace. He is going to run. Tries to get to the near side. He has nowhere to go. Penalty flag comes in. It's a hold. It doesn't matter anyways. Driven backwards. It'll be Grayson County ball. I always love it too. Official looking. Brian Joseph, do you want to decline that?
Yes.
Yep, he's still looking at him. I think you know the answer to that. It'll be a hold, but it'll be a turnover on downs. The Cougar defense comes up with a massive play.
And that's a great play by the edge. I think it was Sawyer and Jaron down on this side, kind of setting that edge, and then that allowed him to kind of feather out straight down the line, and Caden Henshaw came down and made a great tackle.
I believe it's 4:02 to play here in this first half as we are the scoreboard here at Moore is
it's on its last leg.
It is. It's had better days, just like all of us.
Yeah, we all have.
And Grayson County will have it at the Moore 48-yard line. Got to find a way to get some points here for Grayson.
Even if it's 3, just go into the halftime with lead.
Trips to the left side. One wide receiver to the near side. Chaffins rolls out to that far side of the field. Scans the defense. Now he's going to throw. He's got it to Van Meter at the 30-yard line. He's driven out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Big pickup of about 20 yards.
And that's a great job being patient with the ball. He saw that open area of the field, and that's a good job of reading space.
21 yards officially on the pickup, down to the 27-yard line. That is one of the best throws I've seen Colby make this season.
That's a difficult throw. I mean, rolling to your left, hitting somebody in stride on a corner route is probably...
And being patient.
All while knowing you could get hit at any time.
By some big
defensive
linemen.
I've thrown that ball before. It's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest balls you have to throw besides a 5-yard arrow route, but...
1st and 10 for Grayson County. Sweet play, kept though by Chaffins right up the middle. Big hole for Colby Chaffins as he crosses the 25, down inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line. About an 8-yard pickup for Colby Chaffins.
And that's a couple times we've ran that same exact play, and he's been able to pick up a lot of, just sucker that defense in with the flow and then cut right back underneath.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first half of play. Still no score between Grayson County and Moore. We've seen this happen, though, multiple times where the drive starts off great.
And then
and then a mistake.
Yep.
And that reminds me of a lot of the Marshall County game.
Yes.
Where you move the ball, but mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I formation. We haven't seen this since the opening drive of the game, and that was the power I. It'll be Henshaw on the run, left side. Big hole inside the 5-yard line, inside the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Caden Henshaw from 19 yards out, and the Cougs have taken a 6-0 lead.
And that's how you beat athletes, or run at them. Don't let their speed be a factor at all. Because you start running side to side, yeah, their speed can beat you, but if you run straight at them, there's not much speed involved.
The Cougs strike first in the game. They enter the red zone this time, and it takes them one play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good rate. 1 play, 1 touchdown.
Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point, 5 of 10 on the season. The holder is going to be Jake Bratcher, the backup quarterback. Low snap, Bratcher gets it down on the tee. The kick is long enough.
Out, no good.
And he got it.
Look,
he
no
put
good
it through.
From here.
The kick is good. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left here in this first half of play. 7-0 Grayson. It's Cougar football on K105.
I was down on the field earlier.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
Grayson County strikes first. They lead the game 7-0 with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. They needed a big play after a huge play made by the defense, and that was picture-perfect drive.
Watch an onside kick here. I don't know that we want to kick to these guys.
They recovered 3 of them last week, did Lane Beasley. See what he can do. Ball's on the far hash. Beasley will kick it. It's a short little pooch kick, caught about the 25-yard line, rolling down here to the near side of the field to the 25, runs into his own man, and being brought down at about the 30-yard line on the return is Makai Jones. And Moore is going to have the ball at about the 30-yard line. I do want to make sure that I mention here that 2:21 to go here in the quarter. I heard some whistles, but I think it was just needing a football out there.
Yeah.
That I do have a connection to Moore out there right now, is that on the Moore sideline, I saw him, okay, he's in the huddle, so we can't really see. As he's talking, he's right behind the head coach of the quarterback, is Moore's quarterback coach, Billy Prickett. Now, Billy Prickett and I are both proud Cooper High School alums in Northern Kentucky. I was trying to think about this early in the week. I'm pretty sure I went middle school through high school with Billy, and we graduated together. He was the quarterback of the Cooper Jaguars my senior year. Now, I obviously didn't play, look at me.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that we get 2 Cooper recognitions here. On the run, Nathaniel Moore near side of the field. And he's be driven backwards as he gets up to the 35-yard line, about a 5-yard run there for Nathaniel Moore. I know that people give me some crap sometimes that I always give a shout-out to my alma mater. Today I have a legitimate reason to, because there is a Cooper connection down there.
I don't know, Sam. I could mistake you for Calvin Johnson at times.
Listen, I didn't want to embarrass them when
I
I got out there.
I mean, Megatron needed a job.
I was more of a Jamar. Debo occasionally too.
Too quick.
Yeah, I did. Yes, here comes Wallace to pass, looking far sideline, wide open, and it is incomplete.
Play.
Broken up by Mason Carroll. Behind the play, there is a penalty flag, and this might be another hold on Moore, and it is.
I don't know if they'll want to take it. Okay, they will. I guess
3rd and 5 or 2nd and 15. I'd probably accept it.
Especially with only 1:42 left, that makes it a longer field, even if they do get it.
And you got 2 timeouts as well.
It looks like that's going to be a holding penalty on the offense. 10 yards from this spot of the foul. No loss of down, though. Still.
Kaylor, our PA guy here, he's having a good time.
He's just here to enjoy the lights.
And being an announcer, sometimes less is best.
It is.
Probably a very nice guy.
I'm sure he is.
2nd down and 15, 1:42 left here in the first half of play. Spreading it wide, 5 wide for Moore. Got to imagine maybe a run here for Wallace. He steps up in the pocket. Now he looks to scramble. Now he's going to let it fly, throwing up the far sideline, and it is intercepted by Mason Carroll. Over on the far side, he goes up and he beats the man, and the Cougs have the ball back.
Now would be a great time to go up by 2 scores, because they will get the ball to start the half.
Moore will, yes. Great defense, back-to-back plays by Mason Carroll.
I mean, Mason played both of those plays about as perfect as you could.
And you've got 2 timeouts here. You can
work the middle.
Absolutely.
Especially with the clock stopping on timeouts. You're at the 45-yard line. This is more than enough time.
Grayson has it on their own 40-yard line. They've had good field position the entire game. In fact, this is the first, well, I guess, other than the drive that they started back at the 9, they've started at the Moore 47, their own 9, the Moore 48, and now they're at Grayson County 40. So other than that one outlier of a drive, they've had good field position the entire game.
Well, I think the one we started on our own
9 was...
We got in the red zone.
Got down to the 4 before a couple of key penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Chafin's under center with 1:34. It's a pitch play to the far side of the field to Hanshaw. Stutter steps up the far sideline, breaks through, and he skips out of bounds. I don't know exactly, and a very late penalty flag comes out. I mean, it just came out there, and...
Well, he's calling a...
You've got to imagine from where that was thrown, maybe a late hit?
I didn't see one.
I didn't either, but it was thrown by the back judge, 3 or 4 seconds after the play ended. We're going to have to see what this is.
Hold.
It was called on Grayson.
That was a very late hold.
Very late, and from the official that threw it.
But I know at times they can sometimes get the flag stuck in their pocket. So, I mean.
And that is a killer hold, though.
And I've seen a lot more holds when we try to get on the perimeter, and that's common. That's where your receivers are. They don't practice blocking every day. So, I mean, that's much more common, especially whenever you try to bounce the ball.
.128 left here in the first half. 7-0. Grayson County leads more. First down and looks like 14 maybe. Well, maybe 15. I'm not entirely sure what it is. They're going to go the same play, pitch to the high side to Hanshaw, and he's dropped for a loss of the play. And the clock continues to move. And was that a play by Jones now to potentially just run out the clock?
I think it was a play to see what was going to happen.
And it'd be interesting here to see Mikhail McKay, timeout taken. I was going to say, I was intrigued. They have big play capability on offense. I like it.
And I'm not too scared if you're us. I mean, because we've played great coverage all day. So I think that play was kind of feeling out, testing the waters, seeing if we can gain some yards, then, yeah, I'm going to try to push it. But if not, then let's just cut our losses and go in.
Couple of score updates to bring you. Bowling Green leads Central Hardin 10-0 at the end of the first quarter of play. Greenwood now up 28-0 on Warren Central early on in the second quarter of that game. Davis County and Meade County, the Davis County starting quarterback was ejected halfway through the second quarter after an unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. I'm not sure what the score is. Apollo and Muhlenberg, there's no score bringing on this one, as it is, that game was 14-7 Meade County was the score of that. Owensboro Catholic leads Henderson County 14-0 in the second quarter. Edmondson County is losing to the Eagles 13-6. Maybe Philadelphia, I'm not sure. I think they played last night. I don't think Jalen Hurts is playing in this game.
And I think he might have put up a little more than 13.
And Apollo leads Muhlenberg 7-0 was the score of that game. As this seems like a long time out, Taylor. Does it not?
Yeah. I think it's a little more than 30 seconds.
It's a minute. You get a minute.
You get a minute.
You get a minute. But I know I've been doing this long enough because I'm an old man that I got like the mental clock in my head, and I felt like that was a little bit long.
Hey, that's what you and a quarterback got in common.
Listen, you know the play clock, I know the break clock.
We have internal clocks too.
Minute 20 to play here. Second down and long for Grayson County. It is a fullback dive up the middle for Jaron Van Meter. One of his first touches. He gets to the 40-yard line, pick up of 5 yards.
That's third and manageable with how you've been throwing the ball. So, I mean, I would not be in any rush to run a play. And you have to be careful with what you call here.
Now Moore takes a timeout, but they let about 10 seconds go off the clock.
That wasn't great clock management.
Yeah, but now that Moore doesn't have any timeouts remaining. Screen? Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised. No, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Because complete, and if he doesn't get it, then then you're punting to him with 15 seconds left, give or take, with a 104, 40 seconds.
So they're out of timeout.
They are out of timeouts.
So especially if you keep this ball inbounds. But I wouldn't be shy of taking a chance either. But if it's not there, take the sack.
It's one of those rare occasions that a sack is better than an incompletion.
I mean, because you can run 40-something seconds off.
And to the point where they're almost going to have to take a knee.
Yeah.
Minute 04 to play here in this first half of play. 7-0. Grayson County has the advantage against Moore after the 19-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw. Then Mason Carroll followed it up with his first interception of the season. That is another $50 donated by Grayson County Sheriff Norman Chaffins to the Cougar football program. He's now up to $200 on the year. See what they'll draw up, and the gun goes Chaffins, 3rd down and 10. Now a timeout for Brian Jones. Can't take him with you.
No, that's one where he wants to line up in a formation and see what they're giving him. That way he can kind of see what he wants to run at it.
So are you going screen here, or how are you?
I would take something. I would have, honestly, in my opinion, a shot play, because they've not covered the deep pass very well. Grayson's already got behind them whenever we were wrong. Jaron got behind them. But I would have something built in that if Colby doesn't like what he sees, he can just check it down or get down.
7-0 Grayson County on top, 104 to play here in this first half of action. Remember, next week, every game until October the 20th against Breckenridge County will be this 6:30 Central Time start. So just kind of keep that mark since you're playing teams from the Eastern Time Zone. The next week will be in Shepherdsville, and then I guess 2 out of the next 3 weeks, you got the bye week mixed in there. You will have games in Litchfield, but those still will remain 6:30 Central Time starts. Game will just happen in Litch Vegas instead of somewhere else. Did you know what? No, that's what they called it? 3rd down and 10. Carroll shifts in motion from the near side to the far side. Chaffins looks like he's going to pass, setting up the screen, and is complete to Grayson Chaffins. He turns upfield at the 50. He's got the first down and more. Up the far sideline, breaks through another tackle to the 40, to the 35. He goes out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Grayson Chaffins, big play on the screen.
You called it.
A little bubble screen of sorts.
It was a tunnel screen. We ran it out of a thing we've never showed before, and we motioned Mason over so he could kind of cross block that corner, and then the line just did an amazing job.
That's a pickup of 28 yards for Grayson County. You've got 50 seconds left, and now you got a timeout.
You got a timeout. You have, let's see.
You can still run the ball a little bit.
You can run the ball if you want to. I mean,
but I think I want to. I like to see Colby pass. It has been. Colby's been playing well today.
He has.
1st down and 10 for Grayson County. Chaffins 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, throwing over the far sideline. Oh, just outstretch over the arms of Jaron Van Meter. He hits him in stride, and Jaron Van Meter could do backflips into the end zone.
Number 6, the intended receiver there, Van Meter.
You hate those ones.
Sometimes you're almost too open.
I'm going to put the blame on the quarterback there. As a quarterback, that's on you to get it to them when they're wide of that. Don't make it more difficult than it has to be. Now, yes, there's times your receivers have to go out there and get one for you, but that was not one of those times. That was one you just let them run under it.
You know what I do here? Same play.
Yeah, they have not. We've got behind them.
That,
that corner out has been open
every time,
especially to the boundary.
And worst case, throw it out of bounds. And now Brian Jones, that's not what you wanted, though, for him to take that final timeout, because you might need that.
Final timeout of the Cougars. No timeout.
Timeout taken here. 44 seconds left in this first half of play. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you as we can bring, let's go back here to our, if you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, you can see we've got, what are we calling this, Kaylor? The jungle behind us here? Mm-hmm. As I'm not even sure. I don't think it picks up on the microphone, but you have the crickets coming up.
It's a weird feeling, but I kind of like it.
It is. We've got a nice aesthetic here. We're not quite in our air-conditioned press box that we now have at Grayson County High School. We're a little spoiled. I know next week, Bullitt Central, brand new press box. We're going to be a little spoiled there as well. But I know we'll be back. And you know what, Kaylor? Now that I'm thinking about it, I told you that I'd only been outside once prior. I lied to you, and I apologize for that. We were outside at Breckenridge County the last time we were there.
I do remember
that. On top of the press box.
Yeah.
So we presumably probably will be outside again this year when we come, which on top of the press box is a different viewpoint there.
Yeah, I don't like that. I have bad memories of that place.
I didn't mention what happened that day.
So I remember.
44 seconds left, 2nd and 10 for Grayson, placed on the Moore 32-yard line. Handshaw to the right. Now I think you almost have to pass because you don't have any timeouts remaining.
And that's not a bad thing. They've not stopped you.
Quick screen, far side, complete to Chaffins up the far sideline, and he picks up about 6.
That's a free 6.
The pass into the flats is caught by number 10.
Grayson Chaffins catches it from Colby Chaffins. They're going to give him down to the 35 or the 25-yard line, 7-yard pickup.
And that's
3rd and 3.
The freest 7 yards you will have in your life.
And theoretically, you can run the ball here.
You could, but I don't think we will. Unless we get just a weakest box and where there's only 4 guys in there, maybe 5.
And it is not quite that, maybe 6 in the box.
Yeah, that's...
Chaffins steps up in the pocket, throwing over the middle, just off the outstretched arms of Jaron Van Meter.
And that's not the worst case scenario.
Now be 4th down and 3 for Grayson County. You don't have any timeouts left. And that was one of those that Van Meter's a couple inches taller. He pulls that in.
Yeah, the longer wingspan, especially on that corner route. If he was just maybe 2 inches taller, he's not even having to jump for that ball.
32 seconds left here. This is a big play coming up for Grayson. 4th down and 3. Screen play, far sideline, and it's got the first down and more, turning upfield and scurrying out of bounds inside the 15. They go back to that with Grayson Chaffins, who's having himself a game.
Stop the clock.
Yeah, the clock is continuing to run, and I'm not entirely sure as to why the clock is rolling. That was about 10 seconds left. The clock never started, I guess,
30.
to start the play.
Yeah, put it back at 30, please. 2-7, 2-8? No, not 2-8, 3.
They're trying to talk with the official. I always love it. This is where, and I know that schools can't do this and afford the mic, but it's so hard to try and communicate as to what they're saying. See, that's good old Billy Prickett down there saying.
How much time on the clock?
It says 24. I think he's asking, what does it say right now? Is he asking, is it 24 or 29? 2, 5.
25, 26, 26.
26 is what he's going to say is on the clock. First down for Grayson County regardless. Ball's down to the 10-yard line. So it's a 15-yard pickup there on the screen. Grayson Chaffins is having himself a career game already. And Brian Jones is coming out to talk with the official. And I think he's wanting more time on the clock, and I don't necessarily blame him, Kaler.
No. I mean, because I watched the clock go down from 31.
And because it should be 30 seconds. And listen, 4 seconds in this is huge.
As soon as that whistle blows, it's time stops.
And a lot of this, too, is it's not Grayson County's fault that the home clock operator didn't help out and apparently didn't start the clock on the play. So they're going to keep it at 26 seconds. 7-0 Grayson County. First down and goal from the 10. How about you just score here and don't make it even matter, Caleb?
Yeah, I like that.
Trips to the left side of the field. Chaffins pump fake, throwing into the end zone, and he overthrows the receiver. It's a little play action. It's not a play action, but it's a pump fake over to the far side. A little slow to get up after the play is Matthew Phillips, but I think that was more of I've just been on the field for a long time and needed to take a couple extra seconds. Those offensive linemen can be that way sometimes.
And I'm fine with that incompletion. I mean, you're at this point where it's touchdown
or bust.
Yeah, I mean, you're not trying to throw a pass. The only reason you're throwing a pass in front of the goal line is because you have a walk-in to the end zone.
Exactly. But the screens have worked
I would
on
not
that
be
far side.
I would not be surprised to see another middle screen.
Kind of like the touchdown that Jaron Van Meter had. Was it last week or was it against McLean?
I would be very watchful of that.
Second down and goal from the 10-yard line for Grayson County. Trips to the left side. Chaffins rolls out to the far side of the field. He's looking to scramble up the middle, and he's dropped down at the 5-yard line. That's not what you wanted. Grayson County's got to hurry up. 15 seconds. You got to hurry and snap it down with 13 seconds. The clock continues to roll. With 10 seconds, they still haven't snapped it yet. With 8 seconds, and they snap it with 6 seconds, and it really doesn't matter because it's 4th down. This is the last play. Now the clock's continuing to run. They stop it with 2. It should be at least 5 seconds. And then see, that's not correct. It should be 5 seconds left on the clock here. What's he saying here? 5 seconds. That's correct. Okay. Kayla, I'm getting hot here. I need to sit down. 3 seconds. It doesn't matter. It's the last play of the half anyways.
5 seconds. 5 seconds on the clock.
One of the more coaches is sitting above us, Kayla, and that's why he kept adding time. Well, that's because your clock operator keeps having the time run off. Ball's at the 6-yard line, 4th down and goal from the 6.
And you can run here.
Chaffins steps it up. They're throwing the screen. It's complete. Curling back here towards the near side. Touchdown, Cougars! Grayson Chaffins pulls it in, and the Cougs have a 13-0 lead on the final play of the first half. Great play. It is 13-0 Grayson County.
Setting up the extra point attempt, number 22.
Jake Bratcher will hold. Lane Beasley to try and put it through to send us into half. High snap. Bratcher got it. Kick is long enough, and he put it through. We head to the half. Grayson County leads more 14-0. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Welcome back to Louisville Moore High School, where Grayson County leads Moore 14-0 at the half. And Kaylor, that was a wild first half of play.
Yeah, that felt like the longest 2-minute drill in my life, but I love it.
You know what? Ended up with one of these right here. You know, you had the touchdown, and really that's all that matters is that you ended up with six points, and then Lane Beasley puts another one. I mean, he couldn't have thrown it through. He's looked really good, kept kicking the ball. And because of it, Grayson County leads 14-0 at the half.
And Colby and Grayson have had that cousin-to-cousin relationship all night, and it's looked really good.
Unofficially, we have Grayson Chafins with 103 receiving yards, and we have Colby with 141 passing yards. That's unofficially, so we're not sure, but I have to think, when's the last time Grayson County had a receiver go over 100?
Hunter might have a couple games.
But
I don't know. It would have been close.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm not
think
entirely
Hunter
sure.
did because he had a couple huge plays against McLean. He had the screen for the touchdown, that one in double coverage for the touchdown, a couple curl routes. So I think he was definitely probably over 100.
We'll have to do some looking in during our halftime break here, because at halftime we've got a big halftime planned here. We're going to jump into our Cougar conversation for this week. We're going to talk with one of the nicest guys you're going to meet, Mr. Matt Hayes from the Grayson County Technology Center, former Cougar football coach. He's the head coach of the track team, and he's a Cougar Football Hall of Famer, I do believe.
Track coach. He was my track coach. Got me to state.
Listen, he's a great coach, great guy, and we're going to talk to him, learn more about the Grayson County Technology Center. It comes up and more right here on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett and Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett and Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer. Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. Sam Gormley with you for another edition of our Cougar Conversation segment. Today we are in the Grayson County Technology Center where things are happening that you probably don't even know about. I'm joined by the principal from the Grayson County Technology Center and an assistant principal at Grayson County High School and a track coach and a dad and all of – what other hats are you wearing, Matt Hayes?
Listen, I'll just put on about any hat somebody's willing to give me right now. So very blessed, though.
You've got great things happening here, and it's one of those that when I hear about the Grayson County Technology Center, I know Karen Lewis at the board office will send us things, and it's like, they do that? They do that? And it's unbelievable at all of the things. And I just want to, and I know this is maybe the most generic question ever, but for those that hear about the Technology Center, they don't know anything about it, what would you want them to know?
Well, the first thing and most important for me is I would really like for them to understand that we have career and technical education. And, you know, what's important for me as an administrator and our staff is just to provide opportunities for students. And so one of the things we've worked really hard to do, in 2019, we started with an educational technician apprenticeship, you know, kind of a grow your own teacher program. We didn't know what it was going to look like. Nobody else in the state was doing it. And, you know, now there are 2 districts in the state. It's no longer called educational technician, but we actually have K through 12 teacher apprenticeship where students can take they take family consumer science classes, and at the end of those 6 courses, they can co-op, just like a normal co-op that you would think when you think of plumbing or HVAC or automotive. But they co-op as a teacher, and it gives them an opportunity their senior year to gain clinical experience that they can then translate to college. We've partnered with Western Kentucky University, and it's just been a great opportunity. So now we have 6 students that are apprentices, and what I've said all along about it is at the end of the day, if the teachers aren't doing a good job, like, it's our fault, because we're teaching these young people how to be teachers. They're also able to fill gaps and provide extra instructional support in the classroom. And we also have an early childhood education apprenticeship, kind of preschool, which is completely different than K through 12, which I had an opportunity to learn. But then in carpentry, we changed that to building and apartment maintenance. So we have kids who have opportunities to learn HVAC, plumbing, electrical. We've also added heavy equipment. We have a local business partner who has a heavy equipment simulator, and they bring it in. Of course, we're still doing welding. We're still have automotive. Our machining program actually has added an engineering component. We partnered with the University of Louisville Speed School, where we have a post-secondary document where those students know if they take these classes here at Grayson County that they have interview preference at Speed School, and that we can prepare them to be an engineer. And that's partnered with our computer programming, which is also part of the University of Louisville Speed program. And then we've also added some opportunities in health science. And so then we also have our business and marketing and our agriculture and, of course, family consumer science, which I mentioned earlier. They really have 4 pathways. They have culinary, family consumer science, and then they have that early childhood apprenticeship and then that K-12 apprenticeship. So I think that I would just really like the community to understand that we are here to provide opportunities for students. I had a meeting this morning with this student, and I said, listen, at the end of the day, your senior year can really be wide open, but let's try to get you ready for something when you leave here. And, nobody knows if they want to do that for the rest of your life. Sam, you might not do this for the rest of your life. I might not do this for the rest of my life, but let's give them an opportunity that when they graduate, they can go be successful.
I know one of the things that I appreciated is a couple of years ago I did a segment very similar on Halftime, and it was a signing day. As a principal, seeing these signing days, can you go into that again? Because I know you've had more since then. Is there anything more rewarding?
Well, probably not. As a track coach, and you mentioned that earlier, watching my athletes go on and be successful is just fabulous. I think about Cade Flatt. Most of you probably don't know who that is, but it was a kid from Marshall County who made it to the second round of the prelims for the USA track and field team wearing his Marshall County Marshals uniform. And I thought, how cool would that be? But I feel that way when I see our students sign to be a mechanic, when they sign to be a plumber, when they sign to be an electrician, when they sign to be a teacher. So like those 6 apprentices that are working as teachers, they're going to teach kids later on, but we're getting to have an impact on that now. And so absolutely not. The most rewarding thing that I do, that I have the opportunity, that I'm blessed to do, is just watch young people find a way to be successful. And so I say this a lot. I say I'm blessed a lot because I am, and I say that I get to provide opportunities a lot because that's what I think my job is.
I know you had an important visitor about 6 months ago or so, and bringing some monetary aspects into the area and into this school. Who came, and what is that money going to be put towards here at the Grayson County Technology Center?
So the governor came, and then our state local representatives were also here. And what's kind of happened, our building is 50 years old. We're just running out of electricity. We're running out of room. We really joke like we have to steal electricity to get electricity to do something else. So we have some fabulous robotic arms. They require electricity. We have some, our machining program is engineering. But it's really through 3D printing. So, we think about that additive manufacturing versus subtractive manufacturing. Well, that requires electricity. To do computer programming, you need electricity. So it's just all about an upgrade in the building so that we can continue to provide opportunities. I guess another thing that's kind of neat, for me is like a lot of times when people think of, they use the word vocational or they say career and technical education, they're like, that's those kids. I'm blessed enough to also be in charge of advanced placement in Grayson County. And so I don't know how many administrators are in charge of advanced placement and career and technical ed. Speed School said it the best. They're the same kids. You want the best of the best putting electricity in your house, the best of the best plumbing your house, the best of the best building your house. And so sometimes the skill set's a little different, but they still have to have the same technical knowledge. I always think technical is a synonym for academic. And so their academic skill set might be a little bit different, but you still want those kids to be able to think creatively, just maybe using their knowledge in a different way. So it's just really interesting to watch the connection that those advanced placement kids should also be career and technical ed kids. And so sometimes I think we miss that, especially on the math side. We have local businesses who ask for math strategies to use with their new workers because they can't do the math that's necessary to be successful at their job. So
I know that a lot of opportunities for students. So what we're going to have to do is next week on our Cougar Conversation segment, we're going to dive into all of the field trips and some of the opportunities the students get outside of the classroom. So be sure to look forward to that next week. But what we have to do is get back to our halftime show right here on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures.
Welcome back here to Moore High School, where Grayson County and Moore are about ready to get underway in the second half of action. Running down the scoring really quick. They haven't put the 3 minutes. There they go. Tell you what, our clock operator's not had the greatest day here today, Kaler.
No, maybe he's tired.
Hey, listen, it's trust me, it has been a long week.
Yeah, I know.
It's been. There he goes. He put it up there. So really quick, it was Grayson County's offense has moved the ball well today. Had a turnover on downs on their first drive. I honestly, I take it and I put a line through that, because that was right after one of your players suffers a horrific injury. I don't blame him whatsoever at all. They are putting in a new quarterback potentially in the game. The backup quarterback, Keon Johnson, who was their quarterback last year, is warming up at quarterback. I don't know if that means anything or not. It might not, or could potentially mean a potential trick play is coming.
Yeah.
And then the scoring from this game, a 19-yard run by Cade Hanshaw. Mason Carroll immediately answers with an interception for Grayson County, and the Chaffins to Chaffins connection ends with a 6-yard touchdown pass in the final play of the first half. Grayson County leads Moore 14-0, 141 yards unofficially for Colby Chaffins, 103 for Grayson Chaffins. The second half is next here on K105.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Second half of action here from Moore High School. There'll be more ball to start here in this second half of play. It's an onside kick, and it looks like Moore came down with it. There was one man in the area, and a diving catch made by Corian Moss.
That was
that was a perfect onside kick. And perfect defense from Moore.
Recovery there. Corian Moss recovers that great onside kick attempt.
I mean, even the PA guy called it a great onside kick attempt. And they're going to get it at their own 48-yard line. I mean, listen, great call. Tip your cap.
I mean, the ball rolls that way sometimes.
Grayson County on top, 14-0 is the score here. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you on the call as we start the second half of action. More work from right to left on your radio dial. Shotgun formation. It does appear that is a new quarterback in the game. Right side run is by Moore. It is new quarterback. That is number 3, Keon Johnson. Last season, he passed for 572 yards. He's only attempted 1 pass this year and was intercepted, had 1 rush for 15 yards. He's the favorite target. It moves to the 48-yard line, so it goes from 148 to the other 48. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Moore. Johnson, screen pass, near side of the field. Pass is complete at the 45. Breaking 1 tackle and sliding down to about the 41-yard line as the pass was complete to Martin Hines.
6 there, makes the catch, Martin Hines.
Officially go down to the 42-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup.
3rd and short.
3rd and very short.
3rd and less than a yard. 3rd and 1 to go.
Hey, that's not a hometown spot.
No, I mean, but that's how you call it in the middle sometimes.
3rd down and inches. Again, new quarterback into the game for Moore. I don't see Javis Wallace on the sideline either. Number 4.
He was on the kickoff return team, so.
I don't see him on the field either. They're going to hand it off to Moore in the backfield, and he's swallowed up. Big play, Ethan Mudd came around the edge and brings him down for a loss of 1 or 2 yards.
Looks like Wallace is down there by 53.
He is. Now I see him. So, interesting decision because Kaler, I didn't think he played bad.
Those picks were huge because if you look at the points off turnovers and
bring up 4th down and 3 here for Moore. They're going to go for it. Oh, no, they are going back to punt. I think it is a fake. And I think Grayson County is expecting a fake at all. I didn't even expect them to potentially punt. A late man comes on, B.J. Garner acting as a gunner on the far side. And they're going to have to snap it. This is almost going to be a delay of game. And nope, they are going to get it away, and they are going to punt it. And it's a pretty good spinning kick. Takes a big Moore bounce and rolls out of bounds at about the 19-yard line.
That's a touchback, so I mean, I would prefer us to play safe and then just let our offense work.
Grayson County going to get the football with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter of play. The last 2 drives for Grayson, a 19-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw and a 6-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to
illegal formation.
Grayson Chaffins, and I think it was because you could tell on the sideline, and I think Grayson will get the choice to put 5 on the end of the kick, and I think that's what you do.
I would.
And that appears to be what they were doing. They are going to do is you saw it was either Mikhail McKay or one of the other assistants on Moore was calling for one of his blockers to scoot up because you have to have the number the number of players on the line of scrimmage because if not, it is an illegal formation.
The Cougars will have it 1st and 10.
We're going to see where this ball will be placed.
Looks like the 24.
Which would be correct because the ball went out at the 19. 24 and a half, looks like. Maybe even the nose of the football's on the 25.
That's generous.
Let's see what Grayson County does. Colby Chaffins, 141 yards of passing. Grayson Chaffins had over 100 yards receiving. On the give, Hanshaw left side. He has the hole. He hits it at the 30, bounces it outside to the 35 before being drugged down near that 1st down marker. One of Hanshaw's best runs of the game is 11 yards and a 1st down, Grayson County.
One thing I've noticed is the secondary doesn't necessarily like tackling. So if you can get to that 2nd to 3rd level with a full head of speed, you saw it on the touchdown run earlier by Caden, is he can relatively run through those arm tackles with ease.
Bring up 1st down and 10 for Grayson County, placed on the 36-yard line of the Cougars. Looks like about 7.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. 14-0. Grayson leads Moore in the game.
1st down, Cougars.
I formation. Van Meter is acting as the fullback. Hanshaw is the deep back. And now Van Meter's going to shift over a little bit. Be a handoff. Hanshaw left side hits the hole, and he's dropped at about the 39-yard line. He hit the hole, but whoever was the linebacker did a good job.
Yep.
It might have been Martin Hines.
That could have been a touchdown-saving tackle. I'm not going to lie. He had a lot of space over here to the right side of the field.
That's why that linebacker position is so important.
Yes. And those are typically your best tacklers. And for good reason.
2nd down and 7. The Moore team is chanting defense. They're going to load up the box. And they're stacking the box as Grayson County's loading it up on the inside as well. 2 wide receivers, Moore showing blitz right up the middle. They're going to bring it, and it's a run for Hanshaw up the middle. He breaks a tackle, tries to get around a second one, and a very high tackle around his head. And he's dropped after a pickup of about 3 yards. That was another one. He breaks one tackle, and it's a touchdown.
Gone. Yep.
Gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
And that'll be a pickup of 4 yards on the play up to the 43-yard line.
Cougar offense.
3rd down and 4 for Grayson County. Looks like, I guess it's 8 minutes. Again, bear with us. The clock here at Moore, it's had better days.
Yeah, it has.
And because of that, it's tough for us to see sometimes whether it's 9 minutes, 7 minutes,
no minutes,
3 minutes, and then it occasionally likes to run at extra points as well.
Yeah, I mean,
they have minds of their own.
Technology.
3rd down and 4 in the eye. Chafin's under center. Hanshaw, the deep back, a pair of wide receivers to the left side. Handoff, Hanshaw, left side, hits the hole. He's got it, 1st down, and he's drung down by his shoelaces as he crosses the 50-yard line, gets down to the 49, 8-yard pickup for Caden Hanshaw.
8 of the Mustang defense, Tavon Taylor brings down the ball carrier.
Tavon Taylor brings down Hanshaw, and again, another potential touchdown.
Just enough for a
saving tackle there by the Moore defense.
And you're still fine with that as an offense. I mean, that means you have them on their heels if only one person is getting to you at a time to tackle you.
Especially, you're not necessarily thinking about it right now,
No,
but
I mean,
your best friend in the entire world is that clock that is hard to read. You're up 14. These games matter. The first 4 games don't mean really anything. They count when it comes to the RPI, but as I say, if you get to the chance to play for a regional championship, at that point, it doesn't really matter for this Grayson County team because it would be such a huge accomplishment. Handoff, Hanshaw. Waits, patient run, far side, does bounce it outside as he crosses the 45-yard line. He's dropped out of bounds near that 43 on the run for Hanshaw, about a 6-yard pickup.
And that's great. I mean, that was great patience. That play is designed to be up middle.
And that's maybe the thing that is the most, one of Caden's best qualities is his patience.
And
you don't see that from freshmen.
No. You don't see that a lot of the times as a senior. So to see that early, that's.
And it's tough because you've been in that similar situation.
As
it's
a runner,
to
you
not
want to
just go.
You see the first thing, you want to hit it, but you have to trust your blocks and let them develop
and that's
ahead of
instinctual.
You. It is an instinct thing. That's why there's just some guys that are natural running backs.
2nd and 4 in the eye. Goes Chaffins. How about give it to Hanshaw again? Goes to that left side, driven backwards, and he's dropped it. A penalty flag comes in. Might be a hold on that far side.
Multiple Mustangs there on the tackle in the backfield on the ball carrier.
And it has to be because I see Kevin Embry down on that right side. He's none too thrilled. It is on Grayson County. They're looking towards Mikhail McKay to see if he wants to accept it or not.
He's going to accept it.
You'd be looking at 3rd and 7 or 2nd and 17.
No flag on the play. Yep.
That'd be less than 2nd and 17 because.
A good point. Bring up 2nd and 13. So 2nd and 13, 3rd and 7.
I would have took the 3rd and 7.
I don't know. Let's see how this play goes. Can I make my decision after this play?
No.
2nd and 13. 5:45 left here in this 3rd quarter of play. Grayson on top, 14-0 against Moore here in this district opener. Same formation, ball placed in the far hash. Back into Grayson County territory, though, on this play. Van Meter, the fullback, puts his 2 hands into the turf. Mason Carroll shifts from the far side to the near side of the field. Pitch near side to Hanshaw. Nice block by Van Meter, but Hanshaw is bottled up and dropped for a loss of about 2 yards. And the decision to decline or to accept the penalty was the correct decision from Mikhail McKay.
Number 18, the Mustangs, Deshaun Hall.
1 yard loss of the play. It was a good block, though, by Van Meter coming around the edge.
Yeah.
It was just.
There was just nothing. There wasn't as good of blocks on the inside. That's Jaron's job, keep that defensive, I think that was the outside linebacker actually, away from the play. And he did that, but the guys on the inside read it too, and they were able to get there and make the tackle.
Under 5 to go here in this 3rd quarter of play. Grayson on top, 14-0. Some confusion on that Moore defense. Grayson County's going to pass. Chafin steps up in the pocket, floats it down the far sideline.
Nice
got
ball.
it to Van Meter. He's going to the end zone. 10-5 touchdown Cougs. 54 yards to pay dirt. You've been waiting for the play to hit the entire game, and Jaron Van Meter pulls it in. Grayson County on top 20-0.
That might have been the best ball I know we said that earlier, but that one might have been.
Chaffins to Van Meter, 54-yard pass completion.
And I think he's inching up on a pretty big landmark.
He's getting close to that 200-yard mark. Last quarterback to pass for 200 yards.
Do
you know him? 190-something, it looks
96.
like. And the kick is
no good.
No good. Grayson County leads 20-0. 4:34 to go here in the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org.
Grayson County leads 20-0. 4:34 to play in the third quarter. Colby Chaffins finds Jaron Van Meter for a 54-yard touchdown pass. And this is feeling pretty good if you're wearing orange and blue.
But they have big play potential, so don't stop. Keep your foot on their throat and just run it.
Colby Chaffins, this is his best game.
Yes, by far.
And
as a junior, that's very impressive.
Good kick by Lane Beasley. It's kicked kind of into no man's land. Takes a bounce at the 22-yard line. Picked up near sideline to the 25. Up the near sideline to the 45 to the 51. Man to beat. And he shoved out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Jaron Van Meter was in chase. Martin Hines on the return. And listen, you just mentioned it, Kaler. They've got big play capability, and they now maybe have snagged some momentum back.
And the contained man on this side of the field did not do his job of keeping him from the sideline. And you can see why it's a danger whenever this team does get it. I think Wallace is going back in the game now.
Moore will have it. It is Javis Wallace back into the game at quarterback. And it could be potentially that they've done this at times.
You have to think if you're us, they got the ball around here last time too. So, I mean, that's not
48. Now they have it at the 40. So, yeah, pretty much identical spot.
So don't freak out. You're fine.
Another man late shifts on. That's Tristan Jackson. He's one of their favorite targets on a deep threat. Out to that far side, he had 5 catches for 134 yards coming into the game. Wallace, quarterback draw up the middle. He's a lot of space to work. He crosses the 35 to the 30, 25-20, 15-10, and he's shoved out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Flag.
Penalty flag comes in, and it's coming back because of a hold. Holding called against Moore. The Moore coaching staff is hot on the sideline. I mean, one of the coaches is absolutely livid. Did you see the hold?
I did.
Did you, or are you just saying that just because all the Moore fans are upset?
No, I did. It was on number 22.
And it was a good call, it sounds like.
Yeah, I saw it. It was on Jaron.
Holding called against Moore, and that was a huge play. But still, here's the thing.
We've been called for that multiple times.
Momentum
died.
And it turns out to be a plus 1 yard penalty.
So, I mean, that's
really no gain on the – I mean, it is a 1 yard gain on the penalty to the 39. So it'll bring up first down and 9.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite. Spreading it out 5 wide for Javis Wallace, the freshman quarterback. Trips to the right side, 1 to the near side. First down and 9 for Moore. Wallace looks to scramble again, tries to bounce it out to that far side of the field, comes around the corner, he turns it, crosses the 35 to the 30, and he bounces it outside, inside the 30-yard line, down near the 25. And you got to watch out here. Wallace is starting to build some confidence running the football.
You got to make him stay inside of the pocket. That's the second or third time Sawyer's given that up.
It gets down to the 25-yard line. That is a 14-yard pickup. First down, Moore. Grayson County up 20-0. They've still got to, but you cannot let this team start to build some confidence. These games matter. in the gun. It'll be a handoff more,
Nice play.
and he's dropped in the backfield. Coming around the edge was Matthew Phillips. Good play made by Matthew there.
Nate Moore.
And it's a loss of 1 yard back to the 26.
No game in the play.
Grayson County on top 20-0. I believe that's 3.5 to play in the third quarter. We can look at our director
30
and say,
seconds or
is it
3.5?
3.5. He gives me the thumbs up. He can see it. If you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, you've got the best view of the clock at anybody. We do not.
I was hoping it was 30 seconds.
2 running backs on each side of Wallace in the gun. Wallace to pass, rolls out to the far side. He's looking to scramble, keeps his eyes up, and he scrambles up the far sideline before being flung out of bounds. Nice tackle made across that far side, but not before Wallace picks up a couple.
And that's those kind of hits you have to lay on a freshman.
I think it was Cornwell. Was it Cornwell or Van Meter?
I mean, you have to hit them hard.
It was Kenton Cornwell that made the tackle. As it's down to about the 21-yard line, 5-yard pickup.
And they'll have to hurry this up. He wasted a lot of time getting back over here.
And he's taking his time getting into the huddle as well.
Yeah, he's about at 10 seconds, so he better hurry. As soon as that official's hand goes up, he's at 10. 10.
There it is. He watching his watches. The official, Wallace sticking with the 5 wide.
4, 3. All right.
He's going to get it away. Wallace steps up in the pocket, pump fakes. He's looking to scramble again to that far side of the field. Nice block,
Hold.
but it is going to be a nice block because
it was illegal.
Demetrius Morrell got a little bit too much of the jersey, and I saw that one too, Kayla. And if I can see it, probably holding. And if you look at that one, there's a single more coach complaining about that, which usually says it was right.
Yeah, that's right. But we still, that doesn't, you still have to keep your outside shoulder free against him. If he wants to run in the middle against all your linebackers, fine. But you don't want to get him one-on-one outside.
Third down and long will come up. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight here on K105 Digital Productions. I know our good friend Roger Lush, he sent me a picture at halftime, Kaler. He's got it made. He's got his projector out.
That's a full man cave.
He has got it rolled. It's in the garage, though. It works, though.
Nothing wrong with the man cave outside.
Third down and long. Wallace rolls to the near side of the field, tries to set his feet. He is going to throw near side, and it is high and incomplete. Almost intercepted on the backside. Caden Henshaw went diving after to try and make a play after it, as he was intended for Deshaun Hall.
And that's 4th and 16 now.
Deshaun Hall, and that is 4th down and long. Coming up for Mustangs.
If you're a lineman, I wouldn't even really, I would not be very aggressive with a pass rush here.
Make him beat you.
Or I would spy somebody. Because I would spy Ethan Mudd, honestly.
I agree.
Because he's like in the throw to the outside. He's not looking across the middle.
And he's got to get it down to about the 15-yard line. 4th down and 18.
And Ethan
come up here for the Mustangs. Wallace will pass. Rolls to the far side of the field. He's got all day to throw. Throwing far sideline, and it is in and out of the hands. It is incomplete. Great defense by Grayson County.
Yep. That was perfect
Mikhail
timing.
McKay wants a penalty flag, but it honestly looked like good defense.
Right as the ball got there.
Mikhail McKay hot on the sideline. That's a turnover on downs. Grayson County football. I didn't see, was it Hanshaw that laid the hit on the far side?
Oh, that was Grayson.
Grayson Chaffins. The Chaffins cousins. We almost got to co-player of the games today.
Yeah.
You know what, since you know, one of them happens to live in the house of the guy
that will be
shelling out the player of the game.
They're both related.
They are. I saw Colby's dad as I was running to the restroom at halftime, and I said, it's almost like they're related. Minute 54 to play in the third quarter. Grayson County has it 20-10. They lead. Hanshaw run left side. He crosses the 30-yard line, hits the 35 before being drugged down.
Number 3.
But that's a good pickup, and down after the play.
He's fine.
A little slow to get up is the lead blocker. Is it Weston Green? Actually, that might have been, yeah, Weston Green. Flag planting.
Flag on the play.
Tell you what.
Holding on the offense.
this point, we might get called for a holding, Kayla. There have been a lot of holds in this game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're not holds.
They probably are.
Oh,
There's holding every play.
And it's tough, too, for us to see from up here.
I mean, that's – if you talk to anybody who plays football professionally, there is holding every play. It's just, can you hold inside the shoulder pads?
Henshaw pitch far side. No, their penalty flag comes out, and that probably is going to be a hold.
Number 10 in there on that tackle.
And guess what?
Another
and
hold.
The clock took a couple extra seconds there off the clock, which if you're
okay
more, you got to watch out for that because that clock is your best friend when you're down 20-0. And that'll push it back now to the 11-yard line.
I'd watch a screen.
You're now at first down and
20.
30.
Oh, yeah, 30. I would definitely do a screen or something safe here. You've not been able to run without getting called, so
back
I mean.
To the 11. In fact, the scoreboard says 31. It's 31 because they need to get it to the 42.
Yeah.
Hail Mary here, Kaler.
I mean, it worked last time.
Chafin's in the gun. They are setting up the screen, throwing far side. It is complete, turning upfield, and nothing there. That's going to be a loss on the play as well.
Right there to make the hard tackle, Emmanuel.
It was again to Grayson Chafin's. It's back to the 8-yard line, loss of 3 yards, and it is now second down and 34 for Grayson County.
3-yard loss.
Grayson will have to run one more play in the quarter. And I'm sure there'll be a no rush to do so. And this is one of these here where you're just trying to give your punter a little bit more room.
Yeah, get out of the shadow of your end zone. If you get a first down, great. But this drive is kind of
you don't want
success on this drive is not a safety or a touchdown off a block punt.
You just don't want an interception or something. Grayson or Colby Chafin's turning and looking at the scoreboard. And
no,
I don't think he will have to run a play. They do not. Zeros on the scoreboard. It's the end of the third quarter of play. Grayson County leads more 20-0. This is Cougar football on K105.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
School, Grayson County on top of the Mustangs of Moore, 20-0 as we start the fourth quarter of play. It's a lively crowd here at Moore. It's not necessarily the biggest crowd that we've ever seen, but they're into it.
They have fun.
Yeah, listen, anytime you play the cha-cha slide, I might get up here and start doing it myself.
It doesn't matter if you're down 80 or up 80.
I'm surprised Parker Kane, assistant coach, isn't over here dancing it out himself. He's looking at me. He can tell we're talking about him. We're asking why you're not dancing to the cha-cha slide.
Take it back now, y'all.
I didn't hear what he said.
It's second and 34.
Now that's sounds like somebody who played for head coach Ed Smart.
Yeah. No, I did too. I can't say much.
I did not.
Good guy.
And we'll be second and 34 for Grayson County, though. And let's see what Brian Jones goes into his playbook for the second and 34 play call.
I'm going to say run.
I agree. I think you run it twice, try and get some more space.
Run some clock.
Punt it away.
And make
your defense is playing well.
Yeah, make them score 3 times.
I mean, they haven't come close to scoring in this game.
They've got the ball at the 40 and haven't moved.
Chafin's under center. It's a fullback dive by Van Meter.
And
he runs up. Good tackle made as he crosses the 10-yard line, gets up to about the 15.
Successful.
7 yards on the run there for Jaron Van Meter, and good old clock is continuing to run in the favor of Grayson County.
Gains maybe 3 or 4 on the play. And still a very long way to go. 3rd and long.
I appreciate the PA guy there. It's 3rd down and very long to go. And I don't blame him. I think 27. I think 3rd and 27 is what we're going to call it. 3rd down at Country Mile. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
3rd down and longer than I can count it. 9:30 on a Friday night. I guess it's only 8:30 back home, but still it's
it feels later.
It does. It's been one of those games. Lace formation here. Actually, it's handed off to one of the up-backs. I think it was Van Meter again.
And
goes up for a couple of yards, and now you've given your punter plenty of room and try and pit him back.
You accomplished what you needed to do.
Gains maybe 1 or 2 on the play.
Looks like maybe 2 yards up to the 17-yard line.
Coming up for the Cougars.
And it'll bring up 4th down and long, but it's a punting down regardless. When you're up 20-0, see what you can't do here for Grayson County. Lane Beasley really has let some good punts go throughout his punting career. First time I believe he's punted today, though.
It looks like they're trying to set up a return, so if you're one of the guys blocking and you don't have a guy rushing, go after the punt returner quick.
They are setting up a punt. It's a high snap.
And
getting it away, it is a sky-high punt. Straight into the air. Bounces, takes a huge more bounce, who picks it up and runs forward down to about the 20-yard line.
That could have been bad.
I give him credit as it was picked up on the play by a number 10.
But,
who I don't have on my roster.
You don't touch that ball if it's rolling towards your end zone.
Moore is going to have phenomenal field position, though. I give Lane Beasley credit for getting it away to the 21.
That was not a very good snap. And he avoided the block, which was the most important part. Let your defense play.
10:08 to go. Grayson County has it. They lead 20-0, but Moore is knocking on the door. And really, Chavis Wallace has been breaking some big runs. And he's had some called back for holds, which might be part of the reason why he's been breaking the runs. 5 wide. Johnson, the wide receiver, shifts as an extra blocker on the right side of that line, and it's a direct run, quarterback sweep, right side, tries to bounce it out. Now he's turning back field where he's met by a Cougar. He still turns it up, and he goes up for no gain.
That's nice.
Braden Mudd in there on the tackle for Grayson County. In fact, it actually might be a loss of a play. Loss of a yard on the play.
And that's exactly what you need. He never got outside of the tackle box, and you noticed he couldn't do much.
Caleb Hubery in on the tackle for Grayson County. Loss of a yard back to the 22. 9.5 left to go in the ball game. 20-0 Grayson County leads. Last shutout last year was at home against Breckenridge County. They're in danger here, but right now you're just thinking about the win. It doesn't matter how many points you give up.
If you're going to let them score, it's going to have to take a while.
Wallace to pass all day to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended on the play for Jackson. And slow and to get up after the play is Braden Mudd. And he's still down, grabbing his left side.
Player down on the field.
And immediately they take his helmet off as Weston Green comes over. Trainer Scott Ballman comes off. And Grayson County's already had a bad injury today. And I'll tell you, Braden Mudd has played really good football this year. I've been very impressed with how Braden has played. Brian Jones, the head coach for Grayson County, is coming over to check on one of his senior leaders. Braden's a good kid.
He is.
And I know he is a team favorite as well. Somebody that, everybody really likes. Hopefully he is okay, as his teammate Weston Green helped him take his helmet off. He's gripping towards his left side, and let's hope that he is okay. It was away from the play, but the play started towards him. So I'm not sure if
he probably had to plant that leg.
If he got undercut or something too by a falling lineman, it happens. As well as still down on the play is Braden Mudd for Grayson County. And that is something that,
it looks like he's already getting up, so that's a great sign.
At least he's sitting up, it appears right now. And he is up, talking to trainer Scott Ballman, head coach Brian Jones. And Scott's talking to him right now, I can tell. Scott's one of the best in the business. Shout out to Scott.
Man, it looks like he got some pressure on it, so that's really good.
He is. He's walking off gingerly. His arm is wrapped around Scott Bauman, the trainer.
But it's good to see a walk-off.
Yes. And I'm not sure if that's Braden's mom that has made it onto the field. Someone did.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know the moms, so thankfully for you I know names, but I don't know faces, and that is nothing against anybody. I'm awful with names.
Big third down here.
I can barely remember my own. 3rd and 11 for Moore. Placed on the 22-yard line. Wallace almost dropped the ball, throwing end zone far sideline, and it is caught. Touchdown. Pulling it in was Deshaun Hall, and Moore is on the board.
Yep,
and I'll tell you what, he probably could have got called for taunting on that play. And I'm honestly surprised they didn't throw it because
I'm not a fan of taunting. Personally, I feel like if you do something, you have a right to talk about it.
.22-yard touchdown pass. Moore has not attempted an extra point this season on 2-point conversions this year. They are 9 of 16. Nathaniel Moore has 5 of them.
And
He's to the left. Grayson County showing blitz.
This is huge because if you stop him here, it's still.
Moore on the run up the middle. Second effort.
No good.
Did not get there. 20-6. 7:01, I believe, to go in the football game. We'll take a break. It's Cougar football on K105. Is it 9?
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
High School, 9:01 to go. Again, the scoreboard, Kaylor, I would say that looks like a 7 to me.
But I say a successful drive here doesn't necessarily mean points. I think it means
time. But it looks like Moore is maybe going to onside kick. Just the way this is lined up, it looks like they might. And they're unhappy on the sideline as well for Moore. Here comes, and it is an onside kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And that'll be a penalty, and Grayson County's going to get the football back. Jimmy Lear watched it bounce out of bounds, and the Cougs are going to get it. Good field position here to start for a chance to put this game away.
Yeah, if you score, you probably put it away, but if you don't, anything within 5 minutes, you're feeling good about.
But again, as we've talked about, this Moore team has big play capability.
And they proved it right there last play.
40. And the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Grayson County's going to get it 1st down and 10 at their own 40. Been a great game from Colby Chaffins tonight. Grayson Chaffins has played great. Caden Hanshaw's had some good runs. He hasn't, I mean, it's not that he's been bad by any means.
No,
he's just, well, why is it?
All right, they're going to spot this one at the 36.
To the 36.
1st and 10 for the Cougars.
Well, wait a second. No, it should be the 40. Brian Jones is asking what it is because the ball went out of bounds, and that should be to the 40-yard line on the penalty. Yeah, now they're going to have to talk it. It should be to the 40 because that's the penalty.
Yeah, but the changer set up like it was at the 40.
Yeah, that's because they just moved the ball back to the 36.
You
it
have
should
to move
be the
40. Chains if you're going to do that.
Well, Brian Jones was asking on the far, but regardless,
it's a penalty.
It's a penalty to the 40-yard line. And there they go. They're going to move it and get it right, and that's the correct call. Well, they're going to put it at the 41. Now, Kaylor, that's not correct.
No, but I'm not going to complain.
40-yard line. Now 1st and 10
well,
for the Cougars.
You know what?
We'll take a yard.
Listen.
Any yards are good yards.
1st down and 10. Hanshaw run, and he is immediately when he hits the defensive line, it's like he ran into a brick wall. And that was Joquan McDonald. Comes in there to bring him down, and a little slow to get up after the play is Hanshaw, but I think that's just that he was hit by a ton of bricks.
I think a first down here is a successful drive.
8:40 and counting to go in the game, 20-6. Grayson County trying to move to 1-0 in district play for the first time since Kaylor Decker was the starting quarterback. And Hanshaw is bent over, and I think they're going to make him leave the game.
Nope.
He is slow and gingerly walking off that field, and immediately Ethan Mudd puts it in, and that's the best thing about this for Grayson County is.
Oh, well, we have another one.
Yeah, Ethan Mudd is.
He's just as good as our first one.
And he might be good against this more defensive
line,
line,
where they're
too,
not as great tacklers.
And he is a bowling ball.
Especially against that secondary and that linebacking core where they're smaller.
He gets that second level. He could
be bust one.
Or lay somebody out.
I like that better. Who needs points? We can go for style points. Oh, he was.
Braden Mudd is running on the sideline, too. That's a good sign.
Yep.
On the run, Mudd breaks through a tackle, and he ends up getting one that should have been a loss of 2 or 3.
It should have.
He just kept moving those legs. And we have a timeout taken here by Moore.
I don't know about that.
That's
early.
Interesting timeout.
But well, can't go to bed with them. So
I'd have kept that. 7:51 to go. Moore takes the timeout. Down by 14. I mean, here's the thing though. This is an interesting call here if you're Brian Jones as well. And I think you run the screens. It's worked when you've needed it. And see what Grayson Chaffins can do.
I think you're better off going outside screen. They've started to catch on to those tunnel screens that are coming up the middle. But if you can get to the outside, that Grayson's been getting 8 to 10 yards a pop off those.
Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Grayson County was up 14-0 at the half. Since that point, both teams have played even in the second half of play, 6-6. A couple of injuries for Grayson County. Shane Hall was taken off the field, carried off the field, and I don't see him on the sideline. It looked like it was a nasty injury on his leg.
I saw him get loaded in a car and
taken off. Hopefully Shane is okay. And Braden Mudd was injured.
But he looks fine.
He was running on the sideline, so hopefully that is a good sign. 3rd down and 8 here for Grayson County. In the gun goes Chaffins. Running back to his left, 2 wide receivers on each side, making sure that clock continues to roll. Chaffins steps up in the pocket, throws far side, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Grayson Chaffins. He had to try and go up high to grab it.
That's when Colby's got to just take the check down, get the yards, and let the clock keep running.
7 minutes and 52 seconds to play. A couple of more fans. Kaylor decided they wanted to stand right in my view of the clock.
You got 7:52.
Thank you. I got to move around the head here. Bring up 4th down and 8. Grayson County will punt. Last punt, not great, but got it away.
And that's what's important. I would try, if I'm Lane, to angle this out of bounds. No, I was never good enough to do it, but I couldn't kick 5 yards anyways.
Here comes the kick. It's a slow snap. Beasley does get it away. It's a spinning kick. Takes a bounce to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be, diving after. Did it touch the Moore player? It did not. Diving down at the 25-yard line. It almost hit the Moore returner on his shoestrings. And a smart play by Grayson to fall on it, because you never know.
You better hope.
All right, the Mustangs will take over.
That's back-to-back punts where they've almost had crucial errors.
7:44 to go in the ball game. 20-6. Grayson has the lead against Moore. The Moore Mustangs will have it placed on their own 24-yard line. See if the defense can come up with a stop, because you don't want them to score here, because that'll make things a little too close for confidence. How about another one of those picks?
I like those.
Well, when they're Grayson, not when you're a quarterback.
I don't.
I don't want to get Ethan Hall going here. Wallace is in at quarterback. He brings in 2 extra blockers in the backfield. You got to imagine maybe a run.
Yep.
Rolls out to the near side of the field, has the blockers. He's going to let it fly. He's got his man, but Hanshaw there, intercepted by Caden Hanshaw. He was looking for his big play threat, Tristan Jackson. And Hanshaw, who is slow to move off the field a second ago, says, I'll take that. Career interception number 1 for the freshman, Caden Hanshaw.
And that's a good job getting your head back to the ball, playing that trail technique perfect, and just high pointing that.
The interception, I called it. It works perfect. I get 1 every 6 games.
You know, that's okay. 1 for 6 is better than 0 for 7.
That is very true. And the gun goes Chaffins. See, maybe a shot? No, they're going to run it. Hanshaw, sweet play right side, turns up, breaks 1 tackle in, going to break the second one, but still dives forward and ends up picking 1 or 2.
Number 3 ball carrier there, number 3, Caden Hanshaw.
Great run by Caden Hanshaw to get something out of nothing.
Yep.
Second down, right at the midfield line,
50-yard line, 1-yard pickup. And slow after the play to get up is Joquan McDonald. We've called his names a couple of times tonight.
I don't know if that's a real injury. That was awful late.
Maybe a cramp?
No, I don't know. You ever seen what they do in college when they want to stop the clock?
It does.
I don't want to jump, but he was already lined up, and then he just magically.
They are working on his knee, so I hope that is.
Okay, maybe I was wrong, but it's.
Hopefully he is, because sometimes you're running on adrenaline, and sometimes you're like, ooh, that actually doesn't feel too good.
Never mind, I can't walk. I think that's what happened to Aaron Rodgers. That he got up, and then he went to move. He's like, oh, can't walk.
That doesn't feel good, yeah. 7:01, I believe, is what the scoreboard, I think, says.
Yeah.
And I look, yes. Got to give a shout-out, though, tonight. We called in the ringer tonight out of the bullpen. We called out, I'm trying to think of a good, like Trevor Hoffman, I think is too generous, maybe. But give a shout out to
Kenley Jansen.
It's not a bad one. I was going to go like J.J. Hoover, but I'm not quite that mean as far as Francisco Cordero. There we go. Just named. And I'm just saying this because Chase Blaine, we pulled him out, filling in tonight, helping us out. He was our former guy. He's down in college doing great things. And hey, I know I had to do some sort of baseball reference, if anything, just for him because he appreciates me naming random baseball players.
It looks like it was 7:09, not 7:01. So there we go. We're under 6 now. So.
Now it is under 6. 20-6, Grayson County leads. 2nd down and 9 after the injury timeouts. Kept by Chaffins. Right side run. He has a blocker in front of him. Mason Carroll hits the hole up the far sideline 30 to the 25-20, and he's flung out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Great run, but it's coming back.
Number 2, Colby Chaffins.
Holding called against Grayson County. I'll tell you what. There have been a ton of holding penalties called.
I think it's starting to be more of an official thing at this point.
And there are some crews that call more holds than other crews.
Is going to take that one back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, negating that long run, and still 2nd down.
They're going to move it to the 40, so it is a 10-yard penalty officially. So it was a. And that hurts because that could have been a dagger.
It was.
2nd and 20. Well, actually, yeah, maybe 19 rather for Grayson County. They need to get it to the Moore 41. They have it at the 40. Clock is stopped. 6:41 to go. 20-6. Grayson up by
gotta hurry
2
up.
touchdowns.
You're probably about to be at 10.
Looking at the official, now you're at 10. Gonna send Kent
Gotta
Cordwell
hurry up
with the
and
near
line up.
side.
5.
Chafin snaps it with about 2 on the gun. Sweet play near side. Hanshaw hits the hole to the 45 to the 50. He's down to the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. One man to beat. 10, 5, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle made by Moore. Potentially a game-saving tackle made by Makai Jones, but not before Caden Hanshaw with a big run down to the 5-yard line.
And that was a great read by Colby. That was that same inverted veer play that he's been keeping all game, and he handed it off to Caden that time, and he got the edge, and there was finally a no hold with the big play.
55 yards on the run there for Caden Hanshaw. And Grayson County has a chance to bring the Daggers out here with a touchdown. But I think this is one of these two you almost want to take 3 or 4 plays to get in.
Yeah, you want to, if you can. If it's there, take it.
Yeah, because you don't want to not get it.
But don't fight any extra if you don't have to. That puts the ball in risk.
Make more take the timeouts if they need to. The clock is not moving. I guess they're going to say he was out of bounds maybe on the run.
Yeah, I can see that.
Handoff. Nope, kept actually by, well, was it? I think it was, and a late penalty flag comes in after the play. Personal foul, I think, was the call against Moore.
That's not much.
Number 58, Marco Price.
I mean, at least you're not gaining that much yards if you're Moore.
Flag down on the play for a personal foul on the defense. That is a
personal foul called against Moore. It'll bring it down at pretty much the 2.5-yard line. Really, it doesn't end up mattering to be much this, but yeah. I do apologize for that. If you caught some of that language from the Moore coaching, who were out in the bleachers and in proximity to hear things that you wouldn't usually hear on our broadcast.
No.
Maybe when the headsets come off sometimes, but you should hear our directors. Whew, man. 6 minutes and counting. Does move the clock to power I for Grayson County. Chafin's under center, letting that clock continue to roll. Chafin's on the run. Kept by Hanshaw, right side, nothing there. And again, it's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
Because it's still second down. Now the far side says third down. It is second down. And they're going to say really no gain on the run. So to bring up second down, the down marker on the far side says third. It is second.
Get down on the 3 yard
as Moore before the game, I mean, we might have started our broadcast. If not, it was a little bit before our broadcast. They made an announcement on PA, said if anyone wants to come help with their down markers and any volunteers, we'll buy you, I think, a cheeseburger and give you back your money. And our camera operator, Eli Smith, he was volunteering himself, and I said, no, you got a job to do. Once he heard free cheeseburger, he was in. Under 5 minutes to go. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by Grayson County. They're on top 20-6. Let's try and find a score update here too, Kaler, from around the region. As we'll do a scroll through here. Let's see what we can't find. Owensboro Catholic leads Henderson 34-21 late in the fourth quarter of that game.
That game got closer.
Meade County leads Davis 26-14, 9 minutes to go in that game. Kentucky Country Day defeats John Hardin 28-3. That is a final. Bowling Green over Central Hardin, final score in that one. Nelson County and Breckenridge County, it is a final score. Nelson County all over the Fighting Tigers, 50-8. Apollo leads Muhlenberg 28-0 late in the third quarter of that game. Let's see here. Bullitt East defeats Central 13-0. It's Louisville Central in that. Collins defeats Fairdale 28-21. Those are some of the scores that we have for you. It'll be second down. Scoreboard says third. It's second. So that's incorrect.
Unless they didn't give us a first down on the personal foul, which you...
It's an automatic first.
I know, but the way this...
Pitch to Hanshaw to the far side, going in, diving to the goal line, and he is short.
I'd say let your 6'2 quarterback.
Go Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. You have Sawyer Drake behind him, and Jaron, and Caden.
You know what? Give it to Sawyer. Let the big man eat.
Fullback dive.
Let the big man eat.
For the Cougar offense here.
Listen, you can't tell me that wouldn't fire up a sideline, Sawyer Drake scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, that would demoralize another sideline too.
Let's see what they can do. It says fourth down. It should be third down. This is incorrect.
Well, let's just score here.
Score here, and it doesn't matter. They're going to go in the power I. Handoff Van Meter on the dive. It doesn't matter. Touchdown, Cougars. At least it should be. We haven't seen an official signal. Yep. There it is. Daggers out. Grayson County's going to win the football game. They're up 26-6 with just over 4 minutes to go. Jaron Van Meter's second touchdown of the game, and the Cougs are going to open up district play 1-0.
I think that was Caden.
Was it?
Yep.
I thought it was the fullback dive left side. We might have to go back and watch a replay on that.
Yeah. I thought I saw number 3.
Regardless, it's a touchdown for
it doesn't
Grayson.
matter.
Lane Beasley on to try and make it bigger. Good snap, a good hold. Beasley's going to pick it up. Did he try to pitch it? I think he tried to, and then realized that probably wasn't the smartest play in the world.
Take your losses at that point.
Grayson County leads 26-6, a little over 4 to go as we'll take a break. It's Cougar football on K105.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Henshaw rushing touchdown to put the Cougars up 26-6, 4:06 to go. And you can start to feel it here for Grayson County. Lane Beasley going to kick it away. Grayson County feeling pretty good here. It's a good kick. Far side picked up at about the 24-yard line. Curling back here towards the near side at the 25. Big tackle made coming in around that edge. Couldn't have played it much better. That was
Stephen Lee.
Stephen Lee, yeah, came in and made the play. And also Braden Robinson came in around the edge there. That's a name we haven't called this season yet. Listen, special teams.
How do you get your start?
Absolutely.
Terrell Davis wouldn't have made it in the NFL if it wasn't for special teams.
And you better believe that even Braden Robinson didn't make the tackle there. When Brian Jones goes back and watches the film, he'll
influenced
see
it. Yep.
And you better believe he'll put that in the back of his head, because you never know when your number could be called. Moore will have it at the 28-yard line of their own. 4 minutes to go. Grayson County has it 26-6 with the lead. Handoff Moore, left
Good
side
play.
dive. Braden Mudd back in there and wraps up Nathaniel Moore as he crosses the 30-yard line, gets up to about the 32. It's good to see Braden Mudd back in, and a little slow to get up after the play is Matthew Phillips.
Man, he's fine.
All I know about Matthew, he ain't coming out of this game.
Yeah, linemen, they have an additional pain tolerance.
Different breed, aren't
Yeah.
they? Especially your center. I know he's a different breed
He
when
was.
you play. Wallace to pass. Pump fake, throwing far side, and nice catch made by Johnson on the far side at the sticks.
That was a very,
That's a great play.
very exciting 2-yard play.
Gets up to the 34-yard line, and that clock continues to roll as we get closer to that 3-minute mark.
Yeah.
This will be Grayson County's third straight win. They'll be 4-1 before a game against Bullitt Central next week that I've been meaning to go back and look and see if I can't see a score. They were going to North Bullitt tonight, I believe. 2:50 to go. 3rd down and 5. Johnson shifts as an extra blocker. Wallace. 5-step drop. Pump fakes once. Pump fakes a second time. Rolls down to the near side of the field. He's got all day to throw. Keeps running. Throwing, and it is caught along the sideline, and it is going to be enough for a first down. He throws it into the little pocket. Martin Hines pulls it down.
And you're fine with that. That play probably took 15 seconds off the clock for 15 yards.
14-yard pickup. I do see one final score that comes in that has interest to Grayson County fans. Hart County beats Butler County 48-0.
Wow.
Was the final score of that game. Hart County is a darn good football team. Throwing far side, complete. Short of the original line of scrimmage, but a tackle high made by Mason Carroll. He was complete across the far side to Deshaun Hall and stays in bounds.
Yep, that's the most important thing. Keep him in bounds.
Gets it up to the 48-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup.
Finds about 4 yards to work with. 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs.
Very short pickup on the play. 2nd down and 6. North Bullitt, the last score update I see here, was up 13-0 early. Run far side to Javis Wallace. He turns up and does he go out of bounds on that far side? It looks like he did, but I haven't seen an official ask to stop the clock. So the clock is continuing to run. I guess he didn't, and he ends up losing maybe. Well,
no, he gained some.
He gained. I just saw I usually watch the down marker, and it moved backwards to the 50, and they never did stop the clock.
No.
Minute 20 to go. Grayson County is more than fine with this.
Yeah.
Wallace to pass again. Throwing far side, and it is caught. Breaking one tackle, breaking a second tackle, and breaking a third tackle, but staying in bounds, crossing the 40-yard line. It's interesting. Mikhail McKay still does have 2 timeouts remaining.
I mean, it's you're down by 20 with a minute.
It is, but you see sometimes coaches take those timeouts to practice these moments. Because you never know if when they play Seneca here in a couple of weeks that they could need that. And right on cue, timeout taken by Mikhail McKay. And Mikhail McKay is asking the official something. I'm not sure if he's saying, I didn't want to call that timeout. I wanted to call that timeout earlier, or what? 50, is it 4 or 9? I'm not sure. He says 9. And again, bear with us. The scoreboard is very hard to read here today. Appreciate you taking the time. As a reminder, next week we will be in Shepherdsville at Bullitt Central High School, as Grayson County will take on Bullitt Central, and then we'll be back home for a game against North Bullitt 2 weeks from tonight. Week off, and then home game against Seneca High School. And you know it's a good sign, Kaler, when your dad leaves his coaching post and is headed towards the sideline.
Yep.
It's usually a great sign or an awful sign.
Either we're getting blown out or the game's over. One of the two.
First down and 10 will come up for more here with under a minute to go. 26-6, Grayson County on top. Misdirection, triple reverse. The ball comes out, and it is still alive on the ground. Grayson County falls on it. The loose ball drill, and it's fallen on top of by Caleb Houbry. And that will do it.
The fumble there is recovered by the defense.
Grayson County forces a couple of turnovers, sometimes getting tricky. Doesn't always work.
Sometimes it's too tricky.
And you know what? What's even better here is nothing is more perfect than when you get to go in as a quarterback
and take that knee on the opposing
field.
It feels amazing.
Formation. Even more so when you are in district play. And, well, they're not going in the victory formation.
Yeah,
so there he is. Okay, he does it from the shotgun formation.
No, I like that better.
Clock is moving. 2nd down coming up.
Grayson will have to take one more knee in this one. They're going to win 26-6 against the Moore Mustangs. And will improve to 4-1 on the season, and more importantly, 1-0 in their brand new district here. And really, this pretty much solidifies yourself a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
One win for the most part pretty much does that. There it is, goes under center this time, throws it down. Grayson County makes the trip to Moore, the first ever matchup between the two teams, and it is the Grayson County Cougars who come away a big winner tonight on the road in Louisville against the Moore Mustangs. 0-0s on the clock. Grayson County wins the football game. We'll come back. Have more after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
Back here to Moore High School. I almost did it again, Taylor. Moore County High School, where Grayson County picks up the big win tonight, 26-6 against Moore. What we're going to do is we're not going to waste any time. We're going to take a break, jump into the fifth quarter show after this. Again, your final score, Grayson County 26, Moore 6. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and
more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease. The Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources, movement toward advancing research and care, movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars pick up a huge win tonight against the Moore Mustangs. They are now 1-0 in district play, 4-1 overall. Colby Chafin's unofficially 192 yards passing today. And Kaylor, this was a big win for this football team.
Yeah, now you kind of control your own destiny. Those two that just played were more than likely going to be 1 and 2 in this district, and if you can win out, you can completely control what happens with you in the playoff picture, where you could be hosting a 4 seed, and you could probably end up playing 2 home playoff games.
I mean, here's the thing. If we're being honest, and I don't want to take shots at any other team, but the 4 seed in the opposing district, Iroquois, is not – they're not having a great season.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, you look at that. Now, anytime you get in the playoffs, it is not just
No.
you just can't mess up a W, especially for a Grayson County team that's only had X amount of playoff wins in program history. But to get that opportunity to do it, and then, as
Maybe
you mentioned
win
it,
2.
host another one, and then, I mean, you're looking into a region championship. Yes, you'd probably at that point be looking at going to a Bowling Green or an Owensboro or something like that, but at that point, you've had an
done
unbelievable
something
season that only, I think, one other team in the history of the program has
There's
ever
been
done.
a couple. The last district, I think the last team to win district was 14.
So it's only happened a couple of times in the history of this program.
2010 too, and I think they beat Owensboro in the playoffs that year.
Correct.
But
I can say this, and I could just look at my.
Well, I mean, I was there, so I had a firsthand
recollection of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking here, as you mentioned. I guess as I'm scrolling through here, you mentioned 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they lost in the district championship game that season.
John Harden.
Yes,
Yeah,
lost
right.
to
Yep.
John Harden, and then in 2010, lost in the district championship game of that one as well. So you'd have to go look all the way back. I guess it has only happened once in program history, back in 19.
Probably the 82 team.
Yep. 1982 is the only other time it has happened. So you get that chance to make a huge opportunity for this Grayson County team. Head coach Brian Jones is making his way up the bleachers, so we'll take a break, talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm. Those in the following counties, therefore, should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Welcome back here to Moore High School, where the Grayson County Cougars have opened up the year 1-0 in district play with a 26-6 win against the Moore Mustangs. Sam Worley now joined by the head coach of the Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, welcome to the jungle. It's kind of what we feel like here. We've had the ambiance of crickets coming through here. My back hurts from sitting on these bleachers the entire time. I'm an old man, but it makes it feel a lot better when you walk away with a 26-6 victory against a solid Moore team.
Yeah, oh yeah.
An undefeated team.
Yep.
On their home field. You got to be proud. And I think I'll start here with this is, you had the worst nightmare as a coach on the second play from scrimmage. How proud are you of those guys that they rallied for Shane and got the win?
Yeah, they gave us a couple minutes to warm up, and that's kind of what I told them is, I said, now you got somebody to play for. And I told them, we got to keep focused because, first place from scrimmage was a good play. I mean, the kickoff return was a great kickoff return. And so I was like, we got to stay the course here. We'll get on Shane as soon as this game's over and make sure he's doing okay. And I said, that I'm quite certain that's what he would want is for you guys to play hard and get a W, and then we'll turn our focus to him and seeing how he's doing. And super proud of the kids. So, I mean, just 3 weeks in a row, I feel like we have just really, really played really good football with tremendous effort, good execution, and tremendous physicality. And tonight we started off kind of in the power I and really tried to out-physical them. And it was okay. If you would ask me before the game if we were going to come out and throw the ball as much as we did and have some of the success we did throwing it, I told you you're crazy. Because I just didn't think we would match up with their athletes. But, Colby did what he needed to do, threw some really good balls. He continues, I think, to get better every week in the pass game and, hit some timely screens. But just top to bottom, Ethan Mudd, we're missing both our inside linebackers. Hubry comes back to a starter. Ethan Mudd gets the start, never really played there much. Hadn't started there, gets 2 or 3 tackles for a loss. Stephen Lee was out last week and gets back this week. He gets on kickoff and gets down the field and makes a couple of great open field tackles. So, I mean, just top to bottom, that's kind of what I told him after the game is, somebody said something to Colby about, what a great game. And I said, he did play a great game. I said, but there wasn't a guy on this team that stepped on the field tonight that didn't play a great game. And on top of that, the young guys that were kind of in the back of our circle, I said, it's you all that get these guys ready every week. So you're just as important. And, and I wanted them to make sure that they knew, even though they're not always stepping out there on Friday night, what they do through Monday through Thursday is crucial to our continued success going through the season. And this is as good a group as I've probably seen with the next guy kind of popping in and doing a good job in somebody's absence. Hopefully we get Conrad Raymond back next week. He was out with the flu this week, and so that should help us a little bit on the defense. But I think Ethan Mudd did a tremendous job tonight. I would be shocked if Coach Embry doesn't want to keep him there. And so top to bottom, just a really, really nice effort.
Colby was one of the guys that I went through because I think Kaylor and I were saying that the touchdown throw to Jaron was maybe the best throw I've seen him make.
Yeah.
I mean, and he wasn't perfect today, but I think he made enough. He made good throws throughout the game. Missed high a couple of times, but that's life. But I think the best part about Colby is he didn't let those missed throws impact him today.
No, and he had a couple real gutsy runs too.
He did.
We knew, we felt strongly that Hanshaw was going to be keyed early in this game after carrying it 29 times last week. I mean, who wouldn't say, hey, you better know where 3 is on the field? That would be naive on their part. And so we knew that there was going to be some things that we needed to do to use him kind of as a decoy. And so Colby had some gutsy runs. He got out of the pocket one time and scrambled. And he made some critical throws that we really needed him to have. And like I said, I think he gets better every day. And I think, I am pretty hard on quarterbacks, I feel like. You can probably ask Kaylor if he thinks so. And I have high expectations for quarterbacks. You've got to lead the team, and not just the offense. You've got to lead the entire team, in my opinion. You've got to play with extreme confidence. I think that's something that Colby needs to get better at. I think he's getting better at week by week as he has some success. But I can tell you right now, having Noah Bullock on the sideline to kind of come behind and, ease his jitters and nerves and frustrations, and after I've gotten on to him a little bit about missing a throw or missing a read or something, he comes in and talks to him. And I mean, he's turned into being just an absolute phenomenal addition to our coaching staff, if only to work with those quarterbacks and talk to the guys. He's just so calm and doesn't get high or low. I mean, he just stays even keeled, and that's not me. I ride the wave, and so Colby really did a nice job. Grayson Chafin's had, I think, over 100 yards receiving.
Question on Grayson.
And he needed a breakout night. I mean, he was due for that breakout night, and we had to get him the ball, and he did a really, really nice job. I mean, the touchdown he had, I think he broke 2 or 3 tackles to get into the end zone on 4th down. I'm excited for him to have that, because I think takes some pressure off of him, because he does so many things well. His route running is really good, and he catches the ball well, and we've just missed him some. And we missed him some tonight. I don't know what he ended up with, but very early in the second half he had over 100 yards. So he had a great night for us that we needed, and so I was happy to see that.
I know we're all wanting to get on the bus and get out of here. I know you got a team, so I'll wrap it up with this last question here is, next week you get the opportunity to go 2-0 against a Bullitt Central team that, they were losing last update I saw. In fact, I can look here and refresh. It was trying to find a score. But it doesn't matter if a team is 0-5 coming in or 5-0. You're going to get their best shot, especially after they see you opened up 1-0. How do you take the good things from tonight, moving into another road game, a tough place to play at Bullitt Central, and try and move to 2-0 in district play? And, I mean, that's one step closer to hosting that home playoff game, which is, I know, one of your biggest goals this year.
Absolutely. I think we just stay the course. We continue to stay with our routine. We'll watch film on Monday, try to talk about some mistakes and some things that we did well. We'll go out and kind of go over our game plan for Bullitt Central. And Mondays are pretty light. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to get after it, and we're going to try to work as hard as we can work. We've started trying to implement some workloads on some guys, like a Hanshaw and Jaron and Phillips and some of those guys that just never come off the field. We take them out of some team time, and they're kind of, we try to use them a little bit as coaches, and they're getting reps on air kind of behind the offense, and that not only helps our backups be ready, but it kind of takes some hitting and things off of them. But I just think we got to stick with what we're doing, because for 3 weeks we've been the hammer, and that's our mantra this year. And we got to continue to be the hammer, and we've got to try to get guys as healthy as possible. But the execution and the ability for these guys to implement a game plan and then adapt in game to what somebody's given us has been really, really nice. And so, I think we don't change anything from what we're doing Monday through Friday, because right now it seems to be working, and we're rolling, 3 straight. And like you said, 1-0 in the district, and we control our own destiny. That's kind of what we talked about this week, is we control our destiny in the district, the playoffs, and all that, and we want to maintain that control. We don't want to rely on somebody else to beat somebody for us to get in or to host. We want to control it by winning all 4 district games, being the champion, hosting it at home, because it's been a long time since something like that's happened, and these guys deserve it, because they bust their butts day in and day out.
I can say here, too, Roger Lush sent me a message. You've passed Coach Ed Smart with the second highest winning percentage in Cougar football history tonight, trailing only Coach Don Rawlings. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on the team, and make sure to give Shane our best.
Well, hopefully that's going to change quite a bit, that, I'll be here for a really, really long time. And so it's hopefully early in my head coaching career here at Grayson County, and so there's a lot of years for that to change quite a bit. So it's
coming for Coach Smart's record, right? Most wins.
I would love to retire out of Grayson County and take over. Yes, to me that would be an awesome feat. But I've said for a long time that's not the most important thing to me. I like when guys come back to games, guys come back to practices, and you hear how well they are doing as being adults. I've got a former player here tonight, and I'm going to say this. He was a player for me at Todd County. He's a Louisville police officer. He's standing over there by my wife, and he's waiting so that I can talk to him after this game. And I hear from him a couple times a year. He ran track at Spalding and then University of Louisville. And that to me is awesome. He's successful. He's doing great things, and that if I don't ever pass Coach Smart, so long as those kind of things keep happening, I'll retire and be happy.
Well, Coach, go enjoy that conversation. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars win tonight. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Cougar Football.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Welcome back here to Moore High School, where Grayson County picks up a 26-6 win against the Mustangs of Moore. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back with you to wrap it up. Kaylor, before, though, we have to make sure we hand out our Sheriff Norman Chafin's Player of the Game. We have not talked about this. Usually we'll talk about it beforehand, but I think I think there's two candidates, but I think I'd have one that would slightly give the edge, but I'm going to let you pick, and maybe I can veto if not. But I think you're going to say
I think there's a quarterback bias, but yeah, I think it goes to Colby here.
And I agree. I think Colby Chaffins is our Grayson County Sheriff Norman Chafin's Player of the Game. Colby will get a challenge coin handed out by Sheriff Chaffins at some point this week, so we will be sure to see that. So that's great for Colby. He played a great game today, and he's, like Coach Jones said, continuing to get better. Running down the scoring of this game really quick, it was a 19-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw late in the first half with 2:28 to go. A Mason Carroll interception set it right back up. Cougars marched down the field in a minute and a half. Chaffins to Chaffins, a touchdown pass, and Grayson County was up 14-0 at the half. Force a 3-and-out, start the next drive, punt, get the ball back, a 54-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Jaron Van Meter, put the Cougs up. That was 20-0 at that point, and then you could feel a lot better about it. A 22-yard touchdown pass by Moore with about 9 minutes to go brought them somewhat closer, but an interception by Caden Hanshaw and then a 1-yard touchdown run by Hanshaw closed it out and finished it out with a 26-6 win. Kaylor, final thoughts?
It feels good to be 1-0. That's all you can say.
Can't go 2-0
without being 1-0.
That'll wrap up our coverage here tonight. As a reminder, next week's game will be 6:30 Central Time again. It'll be in Shepherdsville at Bullitt Central. We'll obviously have the call for you from that game beginning at 6 o'clock with the Locker Room Show. That'll wrap up our coverage here tonight. I want to thank our K105 Digital Productions crew for your hard work. Your camera operator was Eli Smith, and your director was Chase Blaine. So tonight, where Grayson County picks up a 26-6 win against Moore, for Kaylor Decker, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.